This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D. And this is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Good morning. It is Wildin' Out Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. Super excited. Y'all are here hanging out with me this morning. I think we're going to have a good show today. It's going to be an awesome show. Super excited you're hanging out with me. As I said before, my name is Stephen Daniels, Stephen D. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure y'all do that. It's a big deal. I want y'all to follow me. Follow me, guys. Help me get my numbers up. Let's go. Make sure y'all follow me. Big deal. You can also follow Miami Sports Music everywhere at Miami Sports Music, except on Twitter where we are at MIA Sports Music. Want to remind you guys of that there. Big deal, okay? Hey, look, on your way in this morning, make sure you hit that like button and share the link. Let people know that we're live right now. You know, say, hey, look, there's this awesome morning show, Stephen D, Clock Blockers. You guys should go check it out. Tell your friends, your family. Tell everybody. Tell 10 people today about Clock Blockers. That is my homework for y'all. Tell 10 people about Clock Blockers today and share the link to this show. It's a big deal. It helps, okay? And make sure you subscribed if you're not already. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Okay, subscribe. Make sure you all do it. Subscribe. And when you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification and hit all notifications. That way, every time we come live, you're here. You know that we're here and we're good and that we're live and that we're good. Make sure you all do that. Also, hey, look, I want to remind you, too, if you want to sign up and become a member of the channel, become part of the family, make sure you all do that. Sign up today. The link below has membership right there to it. As a matter of fact, I'll even drop the link for you guys here. It's in the chat. Okay, it's in the description below. Membership. Make sure y'all do it. Sign up, become a member today, become part of the family. If you want to help the channel grow by donating, there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat. You can use that there. You can also use Cashapp and PayPal. Okay. $MSMpodcastNetwork, or use the QR code that's right on your screen, or you can use MSM Podcast Network on PayPal, or use the QR code that's right on your screen. If you're not watching us live right now and you're rewatching us, you can use the YouTube Super Thanks, which is the heart sign with the $ in the middle of the heart. You guys can use it there. It's a big deal. If you're not rewatching, if you're rewatching us, and you're not watching us live, so make sure y'all go do that. It helps. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow if you're able to do it. Want to give a big shout out to sponsors of the show. Absolutely amazing. ZSM Sports, Hangry Owls, Vasasaur, a great place to sit in Tail Greeter. Download the app today on your current Crapple or Android devices, and you guys can do it up there. Team Android all day. Apple sucks. I want to remind you guys about Tail Greeter. You guys download that app today. It's absolutely amazing because we got 3 awesome tailgates coming up this football season in Washington for the FedEx takeover. Want to remind you all of that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you all be on the lookout for news and updates. I'm actually going to DC this weekend on Saturday afternoon, and it's going to be awesome. Okay. Also, Philadelphia. The Philly Finvasion is going to be awesome. Make sure you guys check out the Philadelphia Finvasion. That's going to be good stuff too. I'm super excited about Philadelphia and us taking over that city. That's going to be such a fun weekend. And then obviously we're going to be doing the Baltimore Beatdown all over again. Want to remind you all that the Baltimore Beatdown 2023 Miami Sports Music is going to be a lot of fun. Make sure y'all check us out there. Good stuff. Okay. All right. It is Wildin' Out Wednesday. That means, what does that mean? Actually, before we get into Wildin' Out Wednesday, let me remind you all a couple things. We this afternoon, obviously March Madness starts. All right. And we are running a bracket pool. Okay. We don't have a lot of people signed up for this thing. We do have some. I want y'all, if you are interested in getting into this bracket pool, do it now. Okay. We're running a bracket pool. The brackets need to be set by noon today. If you want to invite, DM me your email. Send $20 per bracket. You can do up to 3 brackets per email. You can send me the money via Cashapp or PayPal. Or if you want Zelle, just DM me. DM me at Stephen D. SKPL, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You guys can do it on either one of them. It would be absolutely awesome. So make sure you all check that out. It would be a good thing. We're trying to get, it's the clock. As a matter of fact, I have the link up. CLOCKBLOCKERS Bracketology is what we're calling it. And I got some people already signed up. You know, they have filled out their brackets. They are ready to go. So, you know, send in the money, send me your email. I will do it as we speak right now. I will send the email out to you. You can do it. I want to try to get, 15 or 20 people today signed up for this thing. Okay. So make sure you all do it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. The CBS CLOCKBLOCKERS Bracketology. It's going to be fun. Okay. Make sure y'all do that. And I'm going to keep on reminding you throughout the morning. All right. Want to remind you guys, it is Wildin' Out Wednesday. And what does that mean? That means bans are in full effect. You can do a 10-minute timeout. You can pay $10, ban somebody for 10 minutes. Say, get on out of here. I can't stand your take. If you really don't like what they're saying, you guys can also do $50 for the day ban. Say, I just can't deal with you anymore today. You do $100 for a week-long ban. You could do $250 for a month-long ban. And every time you in order to bring yourself back from the quote-unquote banishment, the dead, you can pay double to bring yourself back. All right. It's a fun way. We have the show. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people do it. It's awesome. If you're a non-Dolphins fan, you can be voted off at any time. You can be voted off the island. But otherwise, look, this is a show made by the fans for the fans. It's all about the fans. Okay. So make sure you all do that. It's good stuff. Okay. Just so you know what the payout is on the Bracketology, top 3 payout. Okay. So I won't know what the payouts are until we have all the picks in. So make sure y'all do it. All right. All right. He goes, I know this is going to be crazy. I already see Peace Takes getting banned a bunch today. We're going to have to see. All right. Hey, I know a lot of you are putting in the chat about Paris Love. I did see about Paris Love. For those of you who don't know who Paris Love is, he's a big-time Miami Dolphins fan. He's big on social media, big over and love the guy. He's absolutely amazing. And he's back in the hospital with some heart complications. So, yeah, man, just our prayers and thoughts are with Paris Love and his friends and family and all the Finlaws for that matter. So I know he's well liked in the community. So shout out to Paris Love. I hope you're doing well, buddy. If you're listening to us right now, I hope everything works for you, man. I hope it all works out and you get out of the hospital and you're good to go. So just want to know that you're in my thoughts and prayers. And I know you're in a lot of people's thoughts and prayers because a lot of people are talking about it in the chat. So Chef Shu says I'm getting updates on Paris right now. All right, Chef Shu, if you put it in the chat, I'll definitely put it in there. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for today's show. No news, by the way, has come out this morning as of this moment about the Dolphins, at least for that matter. About where they're going. Now, I will say this: Deontay Hardy, former Saints wide receiver, is reaching a 2-year deal with the Buffalo Bills. The Patriots are expected to sign offensive tackle Riley Reif, according to Diana Rossini. Adam Schefter also retweeting that tweet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Ashton Dulin, wide receiver, is returning to the Indianapolis Colts. And obviously, big news today at 1 p.m. On Pat McAfee's show. Aaron Rodgers will be a guest at 1 o'clock this afternoon Eastern Standard Time to talk about whatever's going on with him on the Pat McAfee podcast or the Pat McAfee show. So that'll be interesting too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right. I'm dropping the link in the chat for y'all. Y'all get up here. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, what do y'all think about what's going on right now with the Miami Dolphins free agency period? What do you think about the Jalen Ramsey trade? What do you think about, yesterday re-signing Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert? And obviously we still have a lot of stuff to be able, we still have money to be able to work with, contracts, restructures. There's still needs at linebacker, safety, and obviously offensive line, tight end. So I'm interested to know what you guys think about that. I've heard a lot of the stuff about Poyer, that we have a verbal agreement in place. Hey, SY, I do not have a lot of bracket entries, so if you want to get in, I would love to see you get in. Just want to remind you guys that bracketology is going to be awesome. So I definitely want to see you guys do it. It'll be good stuff. Okay, so make sure y'all do that. Here, I'm doing 15 things at once. So remove. All right, I got a lot of people coming in the back room. I'm gonna bring y'all on, and we're gonna start Wilding Out Wednesday. It's gonna be a lot of fun today. All right, here we go. We're gonna go Dade County, WAP, Canes Heat, and Dolphin Don. Good morning. What's up?
What's up? Morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
No,
good. How are you?
I'm okay. I am okay. I can't complain.
Yeah, we need that, Steven. We can't run a show without you.
That's a fact. What's going on? How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling after the last few days?
Bro, I'm good, Steven. I ain't panicking like everybody else.
I don't know who is panicking. Personally, I don't think you should.
You know who's panicking. That wolf pack is panicking.
but they shouldn't be, because life is good in the world of Dolphins.
Morning, Alex. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, Alex.
Dade, what's up? Dolphin Dan, how you doing? Steven, good morning. How's everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day, great morning, great start to the day. Many blessings to everybody on here.
Morning.
Hey, man, I just want to say we've won 3 off seasons in a row. It's about time we won the real season.
Right?
I mean, look at it. Yeah, we got Ramsey, we got Reek, and we got in one draft we got Waddle.
We got a Madden team.
Javon Holland. Come on.
We got a Madden team.
That's
it. Do you think that we've really won 3 off seasons in a row? I don't know if we won 3 off seasons.
I would say 2.
I don't think last year we did.
Say 2.
We did win last year. Of course we did. We got Tyreek Hill, bro.
Yeah.
We definitely did. I don't know if we won the year before that, though.
And we killed in the draft. We did.
Well,
that's 3
they
stars.
They did spend the most amount of money. They did spend the most amount of money in the 2020 offseason. With Byron Jones and
I don't know. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a different running back, but it's all good.
Well, I mean, look, I knew that some people would feel like that about the running back situation. My thoughts on it, just so y'all know, is I like the fact that we're running it back. I still want the Dolphins to upgrade on the O-line. To me, that's like one of the most important things that they need to do in free agents.
How crazy would you go if we got Orlando Brown Jr.?
I mean, it would be absolutely amazing. And I don't want to hear, the money's not there, or he doesn't want to play right tackle. He wants to get paid left tackle money.
But what if that's why we haven't signed any offensive linemen, because we're trying to get him?
I mean, it's entirely plausible, right? It's entirely plausible that's.
I have a feeling that's what's happening.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I think the big news that we're going to have today is obviously Jordan Poyer. I think that'll be released today. I mean, I've heard nothing. Everybody that I've talked to, or that's in the know that I communicate with, Jordan Poyer news is coming down the pipe today. So I would like to see that personally.
The only thing I think we could do that can help us out is get another linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are definitely still some out there. I like we got David Long, though, for 2 years, $11 million. You can't beat that deal.
Everybody's knocking him, but I was watching his highlights. He's pretty good, man.
He's a really, really good middle. I'll be honest with you, he's probably a better middle linebacker than we've had the last 4 years, 5 years.
I've heard people.
I think everybody's concerned about the injuries. That's what they're concerned about.
Well,
the injuries.
Chris Greer's MO is to get value with players that have an injury history, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. But
it's the Dolphins' way.
It's low risk, high reward.
It worked out with Emmanuel Agba.
It did.
First year.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with Austin Jackson another year. We got to do something right there.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I'm with you. I think the ship has sailed in Austin Jackson. I agree with that. But I don't think the ship has sailed with Eichenberg yet. I'm willing to give him one more year and see what he does.
Okay.
Who?
That's fair.
I
Wait, who?
had a question.
Eichenberg.
Bruh.
What two players make you feel better about free agency by the end of it?
Well, like you said, another linebacker would be Love.
I wouldn't mind bringing Greg Glasgow as at the guard.
I don't know much about him. Is he good?
Or I mean, he's solid. Darren Risner is also out there too.
I kind of want Rinzer. You know.
Yeah, Steven, what you think the holdup is on the offensive lineman?
I mean, honestly, there haven't been a lot of moves for O linemen this free agency period. To be perfectly honest, there's been a couple of guys. Don't get it twisted, but you know,
I think everybody's overpaying though, and I think that's why Chris Greer hasn't made a move.
Well, to be fair, Chris Greer is not going to overpay for not certain positions, but like look what he did with David Long. I mean, David Long easily could have gotten more money anywhere else. I just believe that, right? And the numbers show that for middle linebackers.
He could have easily got $10 million. He could have easily got $10 million
a year, easy. And we got him for 2 years at 11.
Hey, Stephen D, what do you think about trading for Tunsil and bringing him back to? He can play right tackle, and he's a backup to Armstead if Armstead goes down.
Look, the only problem with going after Laramie, who, by the way, just want to say, I 100% want and would love to see. And as a Dolphins fan, how hilarious would it be, right?
It would be funny.
But the problem with going after him is you have to give up certain assets. Now, I do have a feeling that there might be some discussions within the front office that are saying F them picks. And I know that's a discussion that's being talked about within the fan base. But what I will say is if you have an opportunity to significantly upgrade your team, especially at the offensive line position, you have to go do it, right? You have to make that move. And I know,
yes, I agree.
Hey, here's the thing, though. Greer knows their GM pretty well from back in the New England days, and both head coaches are friends.
I mean, look, it's not out of the question. Now, here's the thing, and somebody brought up a good point. I think the last thing Houston wants to do is feel like show their fan base they got with the Laramie Tunsil trade.
Yeah, but it's a new regime.
Yeah, they can also get off of it and put away the stench, man.
Well, they could, but I mean, let's play Madden for a second, Dolphin Don. If the Dolphins call up, or vice versa, Houston calls us up and says, "Hey, look, what do you want for Tunsil? Or this is what we need for Tunsil." Greer's going to say something to the effect, Dolphin Don, of, "Hey, look, we got a second and third round pick. We'll give you a number 2, and we'll give you Noah Igbenogany, or we'll give you Cedric Wilson, along with the number 2 for Laramie." They're gonna laugh because of what they gave us for Laramie.
What about this? What about this? A second and a second, 2 seconds, one next year, one this year and Cedric Wilson for Brandon Cooks and Laramie Tunsil.
I don't want Brandon Cooks.
We don't need no wide receiver, bro.
We don't need a wide receiver.
We don't need another wide receiver that's the same body type as Tyreek Hill and Watt.
Maybe they could.
Laramie would put. Laramie's not.
Christopher Greer.
They will.
Christopher Greer.
No, we straight. We don't want no Cooks, bro. We straight. We don't want. You don't need 3 wide receivers built the same, bro. You don't.
No.
I'll say this. I think that the Miami Dolphins.
I give you that, Dave. You're right.
I think that the Miami Dolphins, or Chris Greer for that matter, will at least inquire about what it would take to get Laramie. But I have a feeling that Laramie, they'll be able to get more from somebody else. And ultimately, somebody puts Tunsil's going to go to the Chiefs. in the chat.
But does he want to go anywhere but Miami? I think he wants to go to Miami.
I think he does too, but that doesn't mean that they have to abide by that trade. He doesn't have to go.
Can't doubt that he will want to go to the Chiefs either. You can't doubt that he will want to go to the Chiefs.
And they don't owe him nothing. The Houston owes them absolutely zero. They paid him. They made him, one of the highest paid offensive linemen in the history of the NFL. And they gave up, the world for him. They owe him absolutely nada. It's in their best interest to trade him wherever suits them and they get the most out of it.
We're going to need a discount.
Tell you
when we put up that statue next to Dan Marino.
So as far as
I have no doubt in my mind that they would make the numbers work, and I have no doubt in my mind that Laramie would love to come back to Miami. But I think it's a pipe dream. Now, I'll never say never, and I'm not going to say that at the end of the day, it couldn't happen. But I personally don't see Houston. Houston, if they did that, they're already a laughing stock in the NFL. I mean, it would go down as one of the biggest robberies in the history of trade in all of professional sports, let alone the NFL. It would go down as that and especially if he comes back and wins a Super Bowl with us.
Yeah, they're not going to allow that shit.
I mean, they would forever be laughed at for that. They're already being laughed at for the trade itself, but
what's a couple more laughs?
What's a couple more laughs, right? What's a couple more laughs? I don't know, but
hey, Steven, let me ask you a question.
I will say this: when it comes to not just Laramie, for example, Darren Waller gets traded from Vegas to New York.
I was surprised we didn't try that.
And I was surprised what they had to give up for him. Not a lot. It was the 100th overall pick. It was a 3rd round pick for Darren Waller, which let's be honest with ourselves. Waller, when he's on, top 3 tight end in all the NFL, and he's probably a top 10, top 15 playmaker in the NFL, period. Right?
Unstoppable. Right.
And so you only had to give up the 100th overall pick for him. So I'm looking at that and I say to myself, man, he only, demanded the 100th overall pick. The Dolphins with Jalen Ramsey had to give up, a 3rd string tight end with 1 career catch and a 3rd round pick. I'm very surprised that some of these big name players that are getting traded, what the value is for them. And
I'm just surprised that the Raiders even gave him up, to be honest.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know what Josh McDaniels is doing, but besides pissing everybody off in I'm about to say Oakland, in Vegas, I know Josh Jacobs is just.
Well,
that man is unhappy.
If you look at that offense, it was good, man.
I mean, look, you brought in somebody like Devontae Adams. You basically say you get to play with your best friend. Not even a year into the first year, they say, no, he's going to be benched and we're going to cut him. So now you pissed him off there, right? Your star wide receiver is pissed off because the reason he came here was for that, right?
Now he's stuck, yeah.
And you had an opportunity maybe to go get Aaron Rodgers, but that's gone now because you went and signed Garoppolo. So now you have a pissed off wide receiver. You have a pissed off running back who just is like, this is the stupidest crap ever. You've traded away one of your best assets for ultimately, I'll be honest with you, a bag of chips, a 3rd round 100th overall pick for Darren Waller. If he's worth that, it just makes you think, where are people coming up? It's terrible value.
Yeah. And Steven, you would think that with Josh McDaniels' job being on the line this upcoming season, that they want to do dumb stuff like this. I think Josh McDaniels knows that his job is on the line this year.
Jose says the only reason they gave up a 3rd round pick is because the Giants are taking up the full $17 million a year in his contract. Look, that's fine, but here's the reality of the situation. NFL GMs are saying to the other team, hey, look, we'll give you this, but here's the reason. We're going to take the full amount of the money. Here's the stupid thing. As soon as a player gets traded to the other team, what happens in the first 72 hours? They restructure their deal to make it cap friendly for them. So why is that even a conversation if I'm any GM? That's not an excuse on compensation for me for a player. Nope, sorry, you can restructure as soon as you get him. He's worth it. Let's be honest, Darren Waller, in my opinion, minimum second-round pick. Minimum.
Facts.
They got him for a third rounder. It's insane to me.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't he injured last year?
Who cares about that? I mean,
I'm just saying maybe his injury played him.
But still, he's still a top 10 end when he's healthy. Darren Waller.
I mean, he's top
Josh
3
McDaniels
in the NFL.
He's just a stupid head coach.
In the NFL. So,
yeah, he knows his job is on the line, and that's ridiculous.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I go back to the conversation, right, about Laramie Tunsil. It's, to me, after what we did with Jalen Ramsey, after what Vegas did to New York to get Darren, or what New York did to get Darren Waller from Vegas, why not a trade that's Madden-like for Laramie Tunsil? To me, it's not out of the question for us to call up the Houston Texans and say, yeah, we'll give you a second-round pick. We'll give you Noah Igbenogany, or we'll give you Cedric Wilson. To me, I 100% could see and Houston saying, well, okay, we don't have to pay him. We get a second-round compensation, and we get a cornerback of the first round, or we get a wide receiver. I think there are stupid GMs out there. I'm not saying that Houston's current GM is stupid. I will say that the previous one was, but their current one might not be. But I do not. It's funny. Yesterday, Dan Mitchell, the Buffalo Bills guy from the AFC East Roundtable, he posted a thing on Twitter. I mean, not on Twitter, on Instagram, a video, a story. And it basically said, hey, look, the salary cap's not real. GMs can obviously, manipulate it into whatever they want. I agree with that. I've been saying that for a couple of years now on my show. But the reality of the situation is I don't think there are smart GMs in the NFL. I don't. And I think Chris Grier knows that. And I think Chris Grier knows how to manipulate not only the salary cap, but he knows how to get into some of these GMs' head and say, hey, look, this is what I think he's worth. And GMs, for some reason, think Chris Grier's, think about the trades Chris Grier's made and GMs that have agreed to some of these trades. And you're looking at it now, and look at it comparable to the rest of the NFL. The Dolphins, come on, they've gotten some great value from what they've think about what they've had to give up to the talent they've received. It's amazing. It's amazing. It makes no sense. And I 100% can see a world from there.
The Fort Worth Star Telegram. The Fort Worth Star Telegram is reporting that the Cowboys are set to release Ezekiel Elliott.
Did I call that? Did I not call that? I said if they re-sign Tony Pollard or franchise tag him, I think that Zeke Elliott could get released. And y'all said I was crazy. Y'all said I was crazy about that.
That wasn't crazy.
I'm gonna tag you in. I'm gonna tag you in that on Twitter, Stephen D. So that way you can have a look at it.
Noob says 10 out of 10. Stephen has a Chris Grier tattoo. I'm not mad at it, man. I don't, but I'm not mad at it. We can let that narrative go around. I'm okay with that.
Bro, he's killed it for 3 seasons, man.
I know, right? Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. The link is in the chat if you want to get on. It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. I want to make sure y'all, we want to get this panel filled up. We want to have debates. What do y'all think? The Dolphins free agency so far, trades. Let me ask you all something. When y'all saw the trade go down this week for Jalen Ramsey, were you all surprised?
I was shocked.
Yeah, I was.
For what we got him for?
I was surprised myself, and I'm gonna say this, that I did say at first that it really didn't make sense for the Dolphins to trade for Ramsey, because that would take up too much of the cap, and you'd have to give up a lot of draft capital to get him. But when I saw that trade, what they gave up, I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Somebody got some feedback.
Yeah. It might even be Alex who might have his own feedback. But what I'll say to you,
no,
Alex,
it wasn't me. It wasn't
me. Might have been Kane's Heat then. What I'll say to you, Alex, is this, buddy. If that was the case when it comes to the Dolphins, and does it make you even feel better now that his cap hit this year is only going to be $4 million?
Yes,
$4 million.
Wow, that's nothing for a number one corner in the NFL.
That's crazy. Insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's what it could also mean. You're getting Ramsey for what, 3 years, right? Possibly 2 to 3 years, right?
Yeah,
he played 2 years.
So there could be a possibility that they can move on from Howard next offseason. That's what it could be.
It's time,
also.
Right?
Yeah,
it's time. It's right.
Yeah,
it's time.
And I think they could. That's what I'm thinking also as well, that they could move on from Howard next offseason and take the cap hit for Howard.
There's a lot of people within the Dolphin community, and I'm even getting texts saying that be prepared for big Dolphins news today.
Hopefully
it's the right tackle.
News today.
Hopefully it's the right tackle.
And Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Jordan Poyer is a big news. We already know about that. Everybody knows that's happening.
Stephen and Dave, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that Wagner could take on a 1-year deal?
Yeah, I mean,
deal, maybe.
I think everything's on the look. I mean, I'm biased, but I also think the proof is in the pudding. I think that players will want to come here and would consider taking pay cuts to come play under Vic Fangio's defense, as well as this stacked defense that we have. And I 100% see that. 100%.
Louis goes on camera and Dave has to go on camera.
that big dome of Dave. I see that big dome.
Dave over here. He talking about
you. You already know he's already out here working.
Well, I tell this man, I know
he's talking about my head all the time, Steven. He ain't right.
Lewis over there looking like Darth Vader with the hood on and everything.
Steven, we've seen the real forehead.
Yeah, he got a forehead the size of Texas.
That man got a forehead the size of Texas.
Don't get me started. When you dream, you don't really have dream. You have movies, okay? If you were in the Army, you'd have to salute like this.
You'll never find.
Hey, you know what's funny though, Steven?
I roll with the punches, gentlemen.
I heard you bring up that Jalen Ramsey's only $4 million this year. That's fine. Yes. It's all good. But this is the problem. This is a win now Super Bowl, right? Or we got to blow this thing up because again, those 5 guys that I think it's 4 or 5 guys that we
6 of them. 6 of them next year as of
do you want to look at their do you want to look and bring up their cap hits? I think you said it
no. So I mean, look, I'll be honest.
It's a lot, bro.
So here's the thing, and I talked about this with some beat writers texting, and I said, hey, look, next year the Dolphins have 6 players currently as is
over 20 million.
Their cap hit will be over 20 million, and 2 of them I think will be over 30. Okay.
Right.
Straight restructures that.
2 out of the 6 will be over 30.
Restructure again.
And they all said, this was their response, something to the effect of Chris Greer will find a way to restructure and make the numbers cap friendly for them. And I think he'll keep they think as long as the Super Bowl is a viable option, he'll keep pushing it back and pushing it back. So look, I'll say this. I think the next 2 years, this year and next year, the Dolphins are Super Bowl contenders. Players will be very willingly to restructure contracts to make money cap friendly for the Dolphins to make sure that they can keep quality players on this roster. So I'm not worried about what the cap numbers say next year.
I agree. But see, this is the problem because when we talk about this fan base, people are already saying, well, if we get to a divisional round or AFC championship game, it's a success. No, it's not.
No, it is not.
It's not because again, look, you know what we're looking at, Steven? We're looking at a Mike Tannenbaum, Jeff Ireland situation. Remember all the
we're not.
Remember the cap.
I'm sorry, Lou.
The cap. I'm saying the cap, the way it will get, right? We'll be ending up
straight.
Bleacher Report is reporting about
straight, Lewis. Don't you ever disrespect Chris Greer by putting him in the same breath as Mike Tannenbaum. Okay, let's just get that straight. Or Jeff Ireland, okay?
You're looking at the players. You're looking at it from a player's perspective. Yes, Chris Greer did an amazing job filling this roster out. But if this roster in 2 years doesn't accomplish the ultimate goal of winning the Super Bowl, and now you're looking at 3 years later, you're still paying Taron Armstead that's retired. You're still paying whoever the hell is left, and you're still paying. It's a failure.
But Lou, you're talking. That's a big if, brother. You're saying if we don't, winning is a hell of a
is right. It's two things, Lewis. Yeah. It's an if, and the Dolphins. And here's the thing: this is the bed that the Dolphins are choosing to lay in, right, Lewis? The Dolphins are going out and saying, "Okay, this is what I think we have to do in order to give this franchise the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl."
And I agree with that.
Here's the one thing I think a lot of us. I'm not going to say all of us. But a lot of us Dolphins fans have said over the last 20 years, hey, if the Dolphins at least just went for it, I would be happy if they at least put all their cards out on the table. We've said that a lot. Isn't that what they're doing right now?
No, not when I see offensive linemen moving up the board for a cheap price like Caleb McGarry signs a 3-year, $34 million extension to be with Atlanta. That would have been a great right tackle for us.
Yeah, but he stayed with the team where he wanted to be. And who knows? I mean, look.
We could have offered
Lewis,
more?
I agree. I think the Dolphins need to address.
I want that kid from Ohio State. I want that kid from Ohio State. That's who I want in draft.
I'm not going to argue.
I want that kid from Ohio State.
I agree with.
And something Dolphin Don said, right? Oh, Lewis, you're playing the what if game. Well, Dolphin Don, I would have just asked you, do you watch all these streams every day? Because all I hear, if Tua stays healthy. If this happens, well, Dan, don't get mad at me because I brought up an if.
I ain't get mad at you. I'm just saying that's a big if, brother. I ain't get mad at you. I'm just saying.
But here's what everybody. Hold on. Give me the floor real quick.
Let me say this real quick.
Hey, Cruz Ruiz says in 2025, Miami will have $100 million in cap space and have all their picks. Rams and Miami ain't the same. Go ahead, Dolphin Don.
Well, I'm just saying winning
Jason
is a hell of a
reported that too.
We get to close to the Super Bowl, or if not winning the Super Bowl, these players are going to come back. Everybody's having fun.
Are you kidding me?
You're on a team. That's a team aspect right there. You want to stay there.
I get it.
Even though
every team has question marks going into the season. Every team has question marks.
Let me just state for the record, Lewis. I agree that all the moves that we have made, to me, anything less than an AFC Championship game appearance is a complete and utter failure. But
yes,
for
it
me
is a failure.
Here and say, to a team that hasn't had a playoff win in 20 plus years, that if they get to the playoffs and win a playoff game or two, okay, if they win two, they're going to the AFC Championship game, point blank.
Right.
But to me, if they what if they lose to Cincinnati in a shootout or a defensive battle or whatever, like close, like it's neck and neck. Like I'm gonna still feel, you know what, we're just okay. We see what we're missing. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, I get it. Miami was right there. If this
we're gonna chase the rainbow.
We are, and we should. By the way, I want to say that we should as fans. Right. Now, if we go play Cincinnati or Kansas City in the AFC divisional round, for whatever reason, and we get blown out, then by all means, trash the franchise, trash Greer, trash all these moves. Okay, I don't think that's going to be the case personally. I think the Dolphins are going to be one of the contending and best teams in the entire NFL. That includes the AFC. I don't care that we have the number 2 hardest schedule in the NFL next year. I think what we have and what we will get, everything I'm reading today, the Dolphins are going to have a big day today, right? So, by the way, Aldo says, bye, Lewis. Think about what you said.
Damn. Oh my gosh. Hey, and Steve, you know what I want to add to that, brother. Winning is a hell of an elixir because so we start winning all these games. It's hard to win in Hard Rock right now with like 50% Jets fans. Can you imagine how rocking that could be with 100% Dolphins fans, everybody behind it? 100%.
100%. And here's the thing. We haven't even gotten to this yet, and I'm sure that we will as this offseason progresses. Next year, my hope is that Dolphins fans go to Dolphins games, and that it's not the visiting teams that are coming down to Miami because it's such cheaper to go. I've had how many Patriots, Packers, hell, even Jets fans I've had that it said it's cheaper to get a flight down to Miami, a hotel, and a ticket to the game than it is to get tickets in Green Bay, New England, or New York. Maybe not New York, maybe not the Jets. You can get a cheap ticket to the Jets, but nonetheless, it's still a pain in the ass to move in New York. But it's that I've had people tell me that it from other teams. Yeah, it was cheaper for us to come down here and do the game in Miami, and then like Minnesota this year. When we played the Minnesota Vikings this year, it was. I mean, that place was easily 65% minimum.
I was at that game. And all I kept hearing was skull, 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 skull. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what is a skull?
Hey, but the Vikings fans do that everywhere they go, bro. I've worked at the Minnesota Stadium. That's their chant. They literally have a big ass Viking shit come inside, and everybody blows the Viking horn and does that skull chant. It's pretty dope.
Guys,
would you take beer guys on the show today? What's up, beer guy?
What's going on?
What's up, beer guy? It's been a minute.
I haven't had you on the show in a while. My man, what is up?
Would you guys kick the tires on Zeke if he's released?
No.
I mean, no. We look, we're gonna run it back with Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, and I'm perfectly fine with that as long as
me too.
The Dolphins address the O-line. And they still need to address that. And I agree with I do agree with Lewis that every time an offensive lineman comes off the board from free agency or trade or whatever, I do freak out a little bit because I'm like, are they going to do it? Are they going to address it? What are they going to do? Because I'm starting to get nervous.
Yeah, but Steven, these guys are coming off for too expensive, man. These guys are coming off and they're giving out crazy contracts to the offensive lineman, which is just ridiculous, in my opinion.
Donald Evans just sent me $10 on PayPal. He said, "Keep up the good work, Stephen D. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, buddy. No doubt. Appreciate it."
Somebody out.
Jason Sarney just sent me 20. He's doing the NCAA bracket pool. If you guys are interested in doing the NCAA bracket pool, send me the money via Cashapp, PayPal, or Zelle. If you want Zelle, I'll give you my Zelle information. It's $20 per bracket. You can do up to 3 brackets per email. And you send me your email, and I will send you the link right now. So that way you can go ahead and get your brackets in for Clock Blockers Bracketology.
In response to Ritter, what he said about Chris Greer running it back with the same O-lineman, and I understand that he said that, but doesn't necessarily mean that he's not going to sign a guy or two to possibly compete. For these guys, that doesn't rule out, that possibility.
Well,
as well.
The Tunsil thing. I'm sure they already had that conversation on Monday because Kansas City was poking around the Tunsil thing and they didn't pull the trigger. I'm sure the asking price was way too high on that because Kansas City wanted them.
Oh, go ahead, Kazan. Because Kazan, I think they're gonna. I think Tunsil could be released next year. That's what I'm thinking too.
Well, Tunsil's got one more year left on his contract.
They can't just let him walk out the door. They would be even stupider to let him just walk.
Houston will trade him this offseason. Laramie's getting traded. That much I'm not 100%. I guess anything's possible, but I'll be honest with you. I think
Kansas City had the picks in the cap room to sign him, but again, I think Houston wanted way too much for him. Maybe they wanted 2 1s or maybe a 1 and a 2. I mean,
as they should. Who picked up Jawan Taylor? Who picked up Jawan Taylor? The Jags.
No,
was it Kansas City?
Kansas City did. Yep.
Picked the Jawan.
Yep.
And they picked up McGlinchey.
McGlinchey
too, right?
Well, by the way,
McGlinchey's on McGlinchey. I don't want McGlinchey's. He's on Denver.
Okay.
Denver has the biggest. Denver has the biggest offseason right now. Denver and the Bears.
Denver, Philadelphia, and Miami, and Chicago's having a decent one too.
Decent.
Yes.
They signed them some of the best free agents there was.
Yeah.
Hey, question.
I think they
fellas,
made a
before
mistake
y'all get
by
into
going
another
with
subject.
Tremaine than Roquan. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry, man.
No, you good, bro. Like, I ain't tripping. I mean, you on the same subject, so I'll wait till you finish. Go ahead.
I was gonna say is that I think they made a mistake by getting rid of Roquan and going with Tremaine Edmonds.
I don't think so.
To me, that's a little bit.
Too.
I mean, it's not a big drop off. I understand that, but I think Roquan is a better player than Tremaine Edmonds.
They were gonna have to pay him anyway.
So regardless, it's still a drop off.
Correct.
Yeah, but they were.
I think that's
They were gonna pay him anyway. They weren't gonna. They didn't want to pay him or whatever it was. So they got a pick for him. They got picks for him.
Hey, Greg.
That's true.
Greg C asked the question. Greg C asked the question.
Darnell Washington.
What do the Dolphins do at tight end? My personal opinion, Greg, and then I'll let everybody else go, is I think that the Dolphins go after Dalton Schultz. I think Dalton Schultz is. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not saying that it's 100% set in stone. I think Dalton Schultz will end up a Dolphin. Now, with that being said, yesterday, I forgot Nando or somebody else. It was somebody else. Maybe not have been Nando, but somebody brought up. Maybe it was Monday. Somebody brought up the Jacksonville Jaguars backup tight end. That's available. Is he? Okay. Yeah. Well, then I think Dalton Schultz to me makes the most sense. Panthers just added Hayden Hurst. He came off the board. So I think today is going to be a huge tight end day, and I think the Dolphins are going to get a tight end today, and I think it's going to be Dalton Schultz.
I think Dalton Schultz
could easily go Darnell Washington in the second round.
Chargers getting Dalton Schultz.
Darnell Washington in the second round too, but that's a good move, Dave.
And the Patriots getting.
Hey, y'all boys, off topic real quick, but like y'all just keep.
I got a feeling.
Say that.
Hold
on,
Alex. I said off topic.
Hold on, Alex.
Boys, keep Paris Loving in prayers. He just got admitted to the hospital.
Yeah, we started. We were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning.
For sure. I wasn't on. I was just seeing that.
Yo, Paris in my prayers, bro. God, man.
That's the homie,
Paris
man. He's always very solid, always showing love, bro. So y'all just keep.
We love Paris. Paris is a great guy. 100%.
I think that I got a funny feeling that Gesicki ends up re-signing with the Dolphins.
Hell no.
I think that's
a possibility
too.
It could happen. It could happen.
Hell no.
No, because
I don't see it happening. I mean, he's
stop tipping the hand of my offense.
I think that he was unhappy here the last 2 years. I do. I think he was unhappy here.
Of course, you can see it.
He didn't like being underutilized. I'm sure.
And the reality
that was McDaniel's biggest failure, in my opinion. That was McDaniel's biggest failure.
Biggest failure. He never planned on having you.
Exactly. I think that here's a thing. Gesicki has pros and cons to him, right? Like he's a playmaker, but he's not a true tight end, right? And we can all agree to that. Right. But he is a playmaker, and he's somebody that I think can be utilized correctly on any. If he's utilized correctly, can be on any offense, especially in red zone, situations. What I will say to that is I don't see Gesicki coming back here. Number one, because I think he'll get $10 million plus from almost anybody else in the league that wants a tight end. I 100% see him going. I could see him going to New England. I think that would be I'll be honest with you. That'd be I think that if the Patriots were smart, they would go after Gesicki. They don't have a wide receiver. He would be a great playmaker there. They've had a really good history of tight ends being there. I think Gesicki would be a perfect fit for the Patriots.
They just got rid of the
I do not see him coming back to the Dolphins at all. At all.
Don't. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let me ask you a question, though, Alex. Don't shorts. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, so we re-signed both our running backs from last year, right?
Yep.
So do y'all think that they're still going to be going after a big free agent running back? Because I don't think so. I think if anything, they're going to draft.
I don't think so either. No. I think they're going to draft.
I still see people saying Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook, and I'm just like, they just re-signed 2 running backs. Why would they do that?
Well, 2 reasons why you're still hearing it. Number one, it's 2 running backs that have in injury history, as well as we got both of them for under $5 million this year. So combined. So with that being said, what they are basically saying is that hold up, tight end, or the running back, if they're available, Dolphins have. It is a known fact at this point that the Dolphins called Minnesota to talk about Dalvin Cook, and that I don't know if they ever got to a point where they concluded on a number or what a trade would ultimately look like, but there was some good conversations between the two of them. Now, with that being said,
he wouldn't pass a physical right now, so that's probably why they didn't go ahead.
I don't know if that's real or not. I think at the end of the day, I don't know if Minnesota knows what they want to do with him. Now, the other thing that I can think, and by the way, it's not only do I know what they want to do, I don't think their GM is as gullible as other GMs, and so Chris Greer's got a number that he'll pay for certain players, and I think that Minnesota wanted more, and Miami wasn't willing to pay it. Ultimately, I think that's why that never came to fruition. What I will say is I think that McDaniel, with 13 running backs in the draft, having a grade of third round or higher, as long as the Dolphins have a second and third round pick, I think it's very, very likely the Dolphins draft a running back in the second or third round. If they get rid of those picks for whatever reason, don't be surprised if the Dolphins, let's say Raheem Mostert or Jeff Wilson or Salvon Ahmed, they're not cutting it after the first few weeks of the season, and Dalvin Cook hasn't been traded or Derrick Henry hasn't been traded, I 100% could see a world where the Dolphins in the middle of the season call up the GM of Minnesota or call up Tennessee's GM and say, hey, look, are these guys still available? We're ready to trade now. And I can see that world where that happens.
I can see that. Yeah, I just don't see it happening right now with them re-signing Mostert and Wilson.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the game plan is that those two guys are going to be the primary runners of this offensive unit.
And like you said, we're so deep in the draft, man. We could still get a late round running back, and he might turn into gold.
I tell you, I'm still, it's so tough because I like Darnell Washington, the tight end, but I also love that right tackle from Ohio State, man. I saw highlights of that kid. Yeah, Jones, and man, that kid is a mauler.
Right,
he is a mauler.
But like you said, you watched highlights. You gotta go watch a game film and see what he does bad to figure out.
He was in the Senior Bowl. He was pretty good in the Senior Bowl too. And
his biggest problem is when he plays against good defenders.
What's going on, bro?
When he plays against good defenders, like let's say Aaron Donald plays against him. Aaron Donald's going to use the swim move on him 9 out of 10 times, and he'll get by him. That's his biggest weakness.
So he got bad footwork, is what you're telling me.
It's not bad footwork. I mean, the dude's 6'8".
If you're telling me a swim move gets past him easily, then that's bad footwork. That means you're not moving.
I think he can. I think he can learn it, but I don't. I mean, I love that kid too. I would love for him to be on the Dolphins, but the dude's 6'8".
And I also just don't trust them to keep drafting linemen. I don't trust them. Go pay for a tackle, bro. I don't trust them drafting linemen no more.
Two can't see over what's his name? Hunt now. He ain't gonna see over this guy. That's for damn sure.
What's up, Mr. Brown? How you doing, man?
Steven, what's up, bro?
Hey, Mr. Brown, how you doing, man?
This is my thing, man. Look, I'm 56 years old from Nashville. I done seen the 72 Dolphins, 83, 84 up to now, man. Look, I'm so happy with the talent that we got. I think this is the most talent that I've seen since I've been born, man. And being from Nashville, I saw that Long boy. Hey, man,
there you go. I like
Long
that.
ain't no joke if he healthy, bro. He coming for your head, man. Real talk. And, man, I'm like, we got to get
that dog in.
He's a Milano. He's a Milano type, right?
Tennessee fans were pissed that they couldn't get him at the price that we got him for. They were like,
I saw that too.
They didn't get him, and they signed him for what? So
Yeah, they were willing to pay him over 10, and well, their fans were willing to pay him over 10, and shit, we got him 5.
I think he's very underrated.
This is the thing is going on.
Because of the injuries, and if he stays healthy, we should be good, man.
Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
No, this is the thing that's going on in Nashville. What Vrabel is doing. Anybody that's been hurt for the Titans, he cutting them loose, and I'm so glad he let Long go, man.
Well, I mean, look, there's a couple of teams around the NFL that look at what the Dolphins did 2 years ago with their tank for 2 a year, right? They gutted the team. Nashville or Tennessee, whatever you want to call them, they look like they're gutting their team, right? Like all signs are indicating they are going to quote unquote tank, right? Tank for the USC quarterback Caleb Williams. But I think that there's a couple of teams that are around the NFL that are interesting in some of the moves that they made. I would have said Houston is one of them, but Houston's made a couple of acquisitions where I'm scratching my head. I'm like, that's not a team that would make a move like that if they were willing to tank, which is partially the reason I'm very skeptical about the Laramie Tunsil situation. But ultimately, it behooves them and is in their best interest to trade Laramie Tunsil no matter where he ends up. But I think that the Dolphins, when it's all said and done, they're going to get a good tight end. They're going to get a young running back potentially out of the draft if they keep their draft picks. And I'm just, the question mark I have, which I think we should all have, is what do the Dolphins do at offensive line? How do they upgrade it? How do they add more depth? Because I think whether you're a Tua-neer or a Tua hater, whether you're happy with all the moves that they made or you hate all the moves they made, whether you're a pro Chris Grier or anti Chris Grier, we all can, no matter what side of the table you're on, we all want to know, what are the Dolphins going to do at O-line?
Well, I feel like
something's going to shake from
the Chiefs tree, isn't it? I mean, they've signed all these offensive linemen. Yeah, we're gonna be able to get something off of them. I think possibly.
Y'all think we get another linebacker?
Yeah, you would want that.
Yeah, I think we
want them to move off from Jerome Baker.
There's definitely more money to go around, and I think we restructure a couple more deals. We free up even more money. The Dolphins are going to make this work. If somebody that of value says I'm willing to take X number of dollars, if y'all can get the money there, I'll make it work, and I want to come down and play in Miami. If I am a
Bobby Wagner and Levante Davis,
agent.
One of them.
If I am an agent right now for any high value free agent, I'm on the phone with Chris Grier. Hey, my guy wants to come to the Dolphins. Hey, my guy wants to come to Miami. He wants to come play in Florida with no state tax. He wants to live the South Beach life. He wants to play under Vic Fangio. He wants to play with Jalen Motto and Tyreek Hill, whoever it might be, right? So I think ultimately there are agents around the NFL that are representing players that are calling Chris Grier. It's interesting. Most times GMs have to call the player. I think that there's actively agents calling Chris Grier to say, my player wants to come to Miami. Are y'all interested in them? And that doesn't happen as often.
Smith did with Don Shula.
Hey, Steven, I got
That's what Emmitt Smith did with Don Shula.
Go ahead,
Mr. Free agent.
Is it fair to say that Gesicki you good, bro? Is it fair to say that Gesicki is gone? And what are we gonna do?
Hell yeah,
man.
Yeah, I said it before you got on. I said, Gesicki's gone. I honestly see him ending up in. Honestly, see him ending up in the AFC East somewhere. It's just not going to be in Miami. Whether it's New England, New York, or Buffalo, I could 100% see Gesicki ending up in one of those three places.
I don't see him going. I don't see him going to New York.
If Green Bay retains Aaron Rodgers, which I think is very unlikely, but if they do,
no, he's not.
I could see him ending up in Green Bay.
Oh my God!
But
if Green Bay, if they keep Aaron Rodgers,
I don't think Green Bay keeps Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying if that happens.
That's poison.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Jets should be in shambles.
Ultimately, what I think that we do is, I think Dalton Schultz makes the most sense for the Dolphins. Personal opinion. I think there are a lot of people within the fan base that disagree with me. But I think there are a lot of people that want to see the Dolphins draft a very young, talented tight end. And if the Dolphins have, here's the thing, right? The Dolphins have a second and third round pick. The Dolphins have a second and third round pick. Are they going to spend a second and third round pick on a running back and a tight end when you bring in somebody like Vic Fangio? If Vic Fangio likes a defensive player or is in love with a defensive player, to me, he's going to have priority over McDaniel in the offense when it comes to the draft.
He's already had a priority in the offseason. Look at, they got Ramsey, they got Long. I mean, they've already bolstered that defense for his liking. So,
hey, how do you guys feel about drafting Yasir Abdullah from Louisville? We need a linebacker. I feel like that would be the right move for us.
If he's available there, then yes, that is somebody that I could see the Dolphins going after. I don't know. Look, if the Dolphins like a player, like if Laramie Tunsil is somebody that the Dolphins are truly considering, I don't know if we have that second and third round pick, or second, or maybe not and, but or.
I feel like Abdullah's gonna fall though. I feel like he's gonna be available like maybe third to fourth round.
But are you going to get starting caliber players in that? I mean, look, here's the reality.
Abdullah's a beast.
There are plenty of third round players in the NFL that you can go back in the history and be like, even on the Dolphins, we're like, man, that guy was good as a third round pick. That guy was a great third round. That was a great pick in the third round. You can definitely get starting value in the NFL year one in the third round, but you have to know who you're getting. And you got to make sure that it's the right pick. And to Greer's point, as much as people want to say the question some of his picks, he's had some pretty decent third round picks. You go back and look, he's had some good third round picks.
Jerome Baker was one of them. Jerome Baker was one of them.
Baker got to go,
hey,
man.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see what they just?
I feel like.
Did you guys see what the Packers are asking for?
Baker's led the team.
One mic.
Baker's led the team in tackle 3 out of the last 4 years, and now he's going to be under Vic Fangio in this defensive scheme. I think he's gonna flourish under this system.
I give you that.
Yeah, but where is he going to tackle people at? Is it going to be tackle for loss or 10 yards upfield like always? Because that ain't helping me.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know.
Hey man, that's the cat's out of the bag now.
Hey,
right.
I
tell you what,
Ryan Kelly from Indy if he gets cut. Yeah, I've said.
Yeah, why not?
Last year, I love Connor Williams. I don't like him as a center, despite what PFF grading says. He's a great blocker. There's no denying that. I don't think he's a good center. So I would move him back to guard, and I would get in a real center, and then I would obviously address right tackle. And if I can bring in somebody like Laramie Tunsil or Orlando Brown Jr., I 100% do that. So, yeah, I would definitely want a real center, Josh. I think that's
do you guys think that if we get Jordan Poyer, who do you think that benefits the most? Brandon Jones or Javon Holland?
Holland. It don't help Brandon Jones at all. You come to take Brandon Jones' spot.
The reason why I think it does help Brandon Jones is because Jones is good at it, at the blitzing the quarterback, but Poyer can take a lot of responsibilities that Brandon Jones had to take last season before he got injured.
Alex, I think
it would also put him on the bench. So how does that help him?
Exactly.
Well, don't they run?
If he goes to the bench, he loses money, Alex.
Does he run three safeties with? Doesn't he run 3 safeties, Vic Fangio? Single high?
No.
Double high safety.
Double high. Okay.
At the end of the day, all that would do is take him off the field, which takes money out of his pocket. That don't help him.
All day long.
Cap for Life says, Steven, we are still waiting for all the discount free agent players to come to Miami. Where are they, bro? Please don't tell me, Poyer. It will hinder Jones's growth. I call BS on that last part of the statement. I don't think it's going to hinder Brandon Jones's growth. Competition breeds competition. Iron sharpens iron. And you bring in somebody like Jordan Poyer, it's hands down going to make somebody like Brandon Jones better because he's going to want to compete every day with that. And by the way, I think you bring in Jordan Poyer, Miami hands down has the best secondary in the NFL. Like it's not even debatable or close.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if Poyes comes, but I really don't want him here. I'd rather have Julius Love.
H says Connor Williams played 1 year at center position and it's at a top 5 level, and you want to move him back to guard? Shaking my head. Cameron says Connor Williams is the best center this team has had since Pouncey. Look, I'm just telling you guys, that doesn't make me hold my breath anymore every time there's a shotgun snap with Connor Williams. Like, I hold my breath every time there's a shotgun snap with Connor Williams.
So if anything, tell Tua to back up a little bit. Shit.
I mean, maybe.
Back up by
Man, it's top 10, bro. You don't move no top 10 talent, Steven. Just tell him back up a little bit.
I'm not saying he's
but yeah,
bad
but as far
blocker.
as Brandon Jones just can't cover, Steven. He's not good at coverage. So even if you bring Poyer in here, he's not going to make him better at coverage.
Darius Slay
last year.
Darius Slay is getting released from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Damn.
Right.
You know, that's somebody else who could come here. Could you imagine if Darius Slay said, I know, but let's just think about it. Look, I didn't think we were getting Jalen Ramsey either, okay? So could you imagine Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, Cater Kahoo, Shrill Williams, and Darius Slay? Ooh. Come on, bro.
Who's playing where? Bro, you only got so many positions, Steven. Relax. You only got so many positions. How many people you want on the field at one time?
Slay and Holland is the safeties, and you're gonna have
Slay.
You know, yeah.
Slay plays a true corner. Look, I just want to say,
you're better off moving Jalen Ramsey.
There's no way Darius Slay's coming to Miami, but I can dream.
All right, so let's not even entertain that.
I'd rather have Julius Love again.
I want to. Of course,
I love Julius Love. I would rather have Julius Love here.
What about C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
All right, let me ask you: would you rather have Darius Slay or Jordan Poyer?
Slay.
Poyer's a safety. We don't need another corner at this point.
Well, they're talking about they're talking
y'all
about.
Gotta stop just going off of names, bro. Y'all gotta think about the positions where they're gonna fit at on the field.
They're talking about that. If
I think
they
players would
adapt
to play in this defense, dude. I really do. It's a play under Fangio with the talent of this defense.
Is Tinder gonna get on the field, man? Is Tinder gonna get on the field under Fangio?
Yeah, I think he will.
He better.
I think he will.
He better, because that talent you can't keep on the bench.
Too much speed.
Jose Valdez says Steven definitely been doing mushrooms with this nonsense. Now he wants play. I was like, look, hey, I can play Madden in real life. I got Chris Greer as my GM. Okay, anything is possible. Okay, I think it's all possible. My inner Kevin Garnett is coming out. I'm just saying.
Guys, did you see that they had a question on a poll? Who has a top safety duel? The Dallas Cowboys or the Miami Dolphins?
I think. Look, I mean, Trayvon Diggs and who's the other guy? Stephon Gilmore. Now in Dallas. Yeah. That's a really good backfield in Dallas, and you know, we get to play them this year, by the way. I said when the Stephon Gilmore trade happened yesterday, I was like, Dolphins Cowboys will be a primetime game. 100% will be a primetime game. Yeah. Put money on it. Dolphins Cowboys will be primetime
game, though, man.
I don't even want to go with this. I really don't want to even say this, but I'm gonna have to say it. Both of them still have the same problem.
Yes, we gotta be in on Tua, brother, man. We got no choice right now.
Dak lost me so much money last year, man.
Oh my god, I can't believe you said that, Casman.
Hey, it's true. They're both question marks. So it's
all right. Here goes another question for y'all. What they doing for a returner?
Big Dak Prescott fan. Too. I was a big Prescott fan.
Somebody just asked, what are we doing for a returner? A name that I want people to realize that is out there is Braxton Berrios. He's a Miami native.
Nice. Yeah.
He's from South Florida. He played at the University of Miami.
He wants $8 million.
He loves Miami. Why would
he wants $8 million?
Especially if the Dolphins get rid of Cedric Wilson. I would love Braxton Berrios to come down to South Florida. You get to be the 4th or 5th wide receiver. You get to be our return man. I'm about it. I'm about it if the Dolphins Berrios. Now, ultimately, he's a great talent, and he can get a lot more money somewhere else. But if he wanted to come play for his hometown team, this has never been a better time to do it. And Cameron says Berrios is in Miami today.
Whoa! Hey, Braxton Berrios is always in Miami, bro. He's always going to the Hurricanes.
He lives here. He lives here, so his family's
he's always in Miami.
I think Berrios used to live down the street from Cameron too.
Doesn't he want $8 million a year?
I mean, again,
he can't demand no money.
The Dolphins, again, it doesn't matter what they want, because the reality of the situation is the Dolphins could say, hey, look, here's a $7 million or $6 million signing bonus. We'll make your salary for 2 years or 3 years, and we'll give you a base salary of $1 million. And it ends up being like a $2.5 million cap hit or $3 million cap hit this year. All about it. So he gets the money he wants.
Hurricanes that I would like to see on the Dolphins. I personally would like us to get Travis Homer.
Andre says, "Thank God Steven's not the GM." Shaking my head. LOL. Hey, y'all can say that. Y'all can say that. I'm just saying. I would be a damn good GM. I don't know what y'all say. We would have won a couple Super Bowls already if I was the GM.
You were bursting my hopes and dreams yesterday. So the day before I said, bring Philip Rivers coming out.
We would have won a Super Bowl if I was the GM already. Berrios said he would never play for the Dolphins. He said something about crybabies on Dolphins panels and in Twitter spaces. He left the Jets because he wouldn't restructure his contract. Look. Capital Life says, listen to me now, bro. We are not doing anything until the second or third wave of free agency. We got 20+ mil, and we're not doing nothing. Do the math, Steven. No more splash, bro. Dolphins are making a splash today, Capital Life. I hate to break it to you, buddy. Dolphins are making a move today. I don't know what that move is. They're making a move today.
Cat for life, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Him and Lewis, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Wake up every morning, just be upset about nothing.
Jose Valdez, Steven is always
still
over
love
the
you, Cat for life, but bro, y'all boys be negative.
No, he's not.
Hey, look, they want to be negative. And you notice Lewis ain't come back up here yet. Lewis still mad. Got voted off the island, man.
Yeah,
they said, get out of here, Lewis.
Grumpy over there throwing a temperature.
Hey, y'all cool with the Mike White signing, man?
I was talking to his dad, text messaging yesterday. I'm trying to get his dad to come on, and ultimately, I hope I can get Mike White to come on. But I think that whole family are Dolphin fans, and to me, as a Dolphin fan, I think it's pretty cool when a player who is a fan of the team comes back and wants to play and ends up signing. So there's something about that is nostalgic and cool to think about. But as far as the player is concerned, was he's my top option as the backup? No, but he was on my top 5. Mike White was 100% on my top 5 as a person that I would have been okay with, and I am okay with the Dolphins bringing in to be the backup with Skyler. I think it's a good pick.
Can I speak to that point, Steve?
Go ahead, Dolphin Don. As Lewis and Darth Vader comes back up here. Go ahead, Dolphin Don.
Welcome back, Lou. I think we're not reading into this Mike White thing enough, because he's very familiar with the AFC East, and that puts him ahead of, say, a cat like Tyler Heineke, because his familiarity with the conference, with the division.
Well, Heineke ended up going to
that
Atlanta.
Works both ways, boss.
Getting a pretty
that
good
works
deal.
Both ways.
Well, it does. You're right.
And Tyler Heineke
they know him too.
Heineke ended up going to his hometown team. He went to Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, so he went to his hometown team, and I think that players would love to play for the teams they grew up rooting for. So I think there's something to that. Lewis, did you have something to say, sir? Did you want to get anything off your chest?
Yeah, I just wanted to come
Here
back. I was leaving earlier anyway because I'm working. So whoever got me off, screw you.
All All right, Miami Sports Music's number
man.
one Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Hey, look, I want to remind you guys, we are doing a bracket. I need to get more people in this bracket. It's $20 per bracket, top 3 payout. Get in there, and I'll drop the link again. You got to email me your email address, or DM me your email address. Send me the money, and I will send you the link. I want to get more people in there. So, guys, get in, running the bracket poll. All the information's again in the chat. I just dropped it in there again. Come on, $20 per bracket. You can do up to 3 brackets per email. Let's go. Let's get them in there. All right, let me ask you guys a question. When you look around today at 1 o'clock, Pat McAfee show is going to have Aaron Rodgers. What do you think that is going to be the case for Aaron Rodgers moving forward? Where do you see him ending? Is he going to play with the Jets? Is he going to retire? Is he going to go to is there another team? Does he not want to play for the Jets? What are your thoughts on the Aaron Rodgers situation?
I think he's going to the Jets, and he's got 2 days left. He has to make the decision by the 17th. So I think he's going to the Jets. I don't think he's going anywhere else.
They're making it dramatic, right, Kaz? I think he's going to the Jets. It's already done.
Well, and everybody's like, oh, he put a wish list together of players that he wants. I think that has to do with more of the offensive coordinator, because those players know his system. So I can see him putting that list together along with Aaron Rodgers saying, hey, these are the top free agents I like because they know our system. They work well in our system, and they work well with me. So, and that's why they signed Lazard for what they did yesterday. You know, they signed him.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I mean,
that was ridiculous.
He's good.
Did you see that contract, bro? $44 million.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh tripping.
But he ain't $44 million good.
No, he's not.
But again, I mean, the receiver market this year was very
Jason, I sent you the link. You already have the email, Jason. I sent you the link. You got an invite. CVS Bracketology. Look for it.
The Packers, but the Packers feel that they want a Matthew Stafford package in return for Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think they have that is say. I think that they're held over a gun. They're held over a barrel with a gun to their heads because
the Packers have the leverage in the.
You're right.
I don't think they do.
It's tomorrow by noon. You're correct. It's tomorrow by noon. It's not today by noon. I keep on saying today by noon. It is tomorrow by noon. Sorry. So tomorrow by noon, you can do it.
Yeah, I don't think the Packers have. I think they want to move away from him. They want to give Jordan Love his shot, and they want away from that contract. So it might. I think it's only going to be a 3rd round pick, and maybe a conditional. If he stays 2 years, then maybe they'll give him a 1st round pick the following year, or a 2nd round pick. I don't think it's going to be 1 or 2 ones, or like other people think. No way.
He going to the Jets, man, and Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, man. That's gonna be fucking trouble, dude.
No, it ain't. Don't be worried about that.
Bro?
I ain't worried about it.
No, bro. Like, look, Aaron Rodgers. What did he do last year? Aaron Rodgers ain't do nothing to scare nobody last year. Tua damn near outplayed him until he got hurt. Bro, you ain't got no reason to be worried about no Aaron Rodgers. What I know about Aaron Rodgers, what I've always noticed about Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't start the season with hitting the ground running, he bitches and my bad, got you. Yeah. He moans and complains and pouts throughout the rest of the season. All you got to do is wait for the Jets to start slow, and you ain't got to worry about Aaron Rodgers the rest of the season.
Cameron brings up a great point. He said, "You guys realize the Packers hold all the cards here. He's still under contract." They can pick up his option at any moment at a very manageable number. They're not going to give him away for nothing.
No.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but they also seem like they're tired of playing the game with him too. They seem like they're tired of playing this game.
Away from him. They've already said they're moving away from him. The GM has said it. The owner said it. They don't hold the cards. And him having a bad year last year, he didn't have help. All those young receivers, he doesn't click with them.
But here's the thing.
He's going to a team that has a top 5 defense. Period. End of story. He's never had that in Green Bay. Never had a top 5 defense. And all his weapons.
Top 5 defense played a lot of hurt quarterbacks last year too. So how good is that defense?
He has had a top 5 defense.
Not in Green Bay.
Don't forget they had Clay Matthews. You know, all the cats with Dom Capers as a defensive coordinator when he was there.
But it's never been as good as this. And look at all the weapons he has on offense now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He's got Breece Hall. He's got, Garrett Wilson, which is rookie of the year. They were both pretty much rookie of the year, if you look at it. Then you bring in Lazard, which is one of his guys. They bring in Mercedes Lewis, let's say, or another one of his guys, or Randall Cobb, another one of his guys. That team looks a hell of a lot more deadly than it is.
I mean, they are
big. But look, you giving him. But look at it like this: you're giving him the same weapons that he couldn't win with in Green Bay. So why would he win with them with the Jets?
They are building a retirement home over there in New York.
What's up, fellas? And somebody said Breece Hall, right? You said Breece Hall. Breece Hall got hurt. He won't be back until at least week 4.
Right,
but he won't be back until at least week 4.
So,
don't worry about no Jets.
Jets ain't scared.
Don't be scared of no Jets.
Hackett wasn't in Green Bay last year. Different story.
No, he was too busy destroying Russell Wilson's career.
Nah, he didn't destroy Russell Wilson.
Nah, Russell Wilson did that on his own.
Russell Wilson is going to be another top 5 quarterback or a top 6 to 7 quarterback this year. Again, he's fine, especially with all that
you guys
what they
are
just
lying
did.
to yourselves.
Aaron Rodgers in New York does not.
You're lying to yourselves if y'all really believe the shit that's coming out of y'all's mouth.
What's
Swear
up,
to God.
The Jets, in my opinion, even with Aaron Rodgers, are they better? Yes, they are better.
Yeah.
But are they as good as Buffalo and the Dolphins right now?
Yeah.
No.
Even with Rodgers?
With Aaron Rodgers,
yes.
No.
They're not.
Yes.
Listen,
You know what?
Listen, if their offensive line is healthy with the running backs that they got, Rodgers can get production out of those wide receivers. We're in trouble, y'all. They got a top 5 defense. So y'all can sit up here and put on the face on the line.
This is the whole thing.
You better show them a little bit more respect than y'all are giving them right now.
I give them all this respect because again, this is the way I look at it. You're gonna have to win the division this year to make the playoffs because there's way too many teams in the AFC that are damn good. You got the Chargers, you got Kansas City, you got Jacksonville, and look at Jacksonville. They're getting Calvin.
Well, if we're
Ridley.
gonna be realistic here, moving forward, the Jets could easily win the division next year with Aaron Rodgers. They have a better defense than the Bills. They have a better quarterback than the Bills right now. They have more weapons than the Bills. They actually have a better offensive line than the Bills.
Pete, are we talking about the Dolphins? The Dolphins are in that division too, Pete. Hello.
That's what I'm saying. Why are we talking about the Bills like the Bills are somebody?
Pete, you over there talking about the Bills. Pete, you over there talking about the Bills like. Hey, Pete, you over there talking about the Bills like, A, we didn't beat them once last year, and B, the other 2 games where we lost by a combined total of 6 points. That was it.
And C, RDD, who are you throwing the ball on? Who are you throwing the ball on?
Better now than it was
when we played the ball on us
against them.
Keynote here, we can stop the run now.
I just want to say this, Steven. The thing that is really getting me upset with the Jets and trying to look at the Dolphins, my team. You know what really gets me mad? That if the Dolphins players would have been doing what the Jets players are doing, we would not have a team. We probably would have had to move the team to another state. Jets players telling Aaron Rodgers, get over here, all on social media. Can you imagine if our players would have done that to Tua? Greer would have had no roster. That's the difference. This is why the Jets are moving up and the Dolphins are going down. I know you guys are all happy. All of you guys love it. Love every move. I get it. You guys are always supposed to be happy around this time of the season. But understand.
I just want to say,
let me ramble. Let me ramble. Because understand.
Yeah,
that
let
the
him
Jets
ramble. Let him do his
also
thing.
drafted-
Oh
the Jets also drafted a quarterback with the first round, and they're not hugging him. They actually, Mike White came in, Joe Flacco. They didn't care about that. They're not hugging a player to make it look good. No, they're looking at talent and putting better talent on the field. And that's not what we're doing here in Miami. And that's what I hate about my Dolphins, Steven.
Tua was top 10 last year, but okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But y'all can have the floor. Thankfully, I got that out without being timed out. So shout out to everybody else that got timed out earlier. You guys did a
That's
great
why I
job.
said, Pete, I got you back,
emptying
bro. I
their
already
pockets.
told you, bro. Let him ride. Let Pete ride.
That's it.
I
Anybody
know.
telling me
All I
here
gotta
that
say
the
is,
Dolphins are
wow.
better than the Jets?
How many?
No. The Dolphins
How
are
many
not better than the
wins?
Jets. Not with Tua. The Dolphins are not better than the Bills. Not with Tua. It's just, it's not. It's not.
You do
You
realize
guys-
we beat them last year with Tua.
Oh, yeah. I know. And
you
they
lost
were
last
Steven, don't
year.
engage.
And they were missing
Don't
how many
engage.
players. And when they were a little healthier, did Tua play better? Come on.
Tua had a decent game in that game where they lost again. It wasn't a bad game. He played decent. He played good.
I know. You guys are happy with first half stats. What happened in the second half, Steven?
Oh, my
Where
God.
was he?
We had the
You
lead with
have to
8
finish
minutes
a
left
game.
in the fourth quarter.
Steven,
The good
you
thing
have to
is
finish
it's a
the
new
game.
season. Ain't nobody was talking about last season no more. It's a new season.
All
Move
I
on.
brought
Pete,
up was the
tell you
difference
something.
between how the
Let me
Jets
tell you
are
something.
building
Let me
and how
tell
the
you
Dolphins
something,
are
Pete.
building.
Listen to me, Pete. If
Yes.
the Dolphins had Vic
Ooh, Steven raising his voice.
If Vic Fangio was our defensive coordinator last year, there is no way in God's green earth. I'm not going
I
to cuss
see you,
because
Mr. Brown. I see you, Mr. Brown.
Steven, I
would have
want to
lost
let
that
everybody
game
else
last year in
go
the fourth
too.
quarter.
But that's
None.
another thing. What was I
None.
telling you guys before the season, the free agency started? We better get young talent on the defense so Vic Fangio can teach. This guy, Vic Fangio, needs Jalen Ramsey? Really? Really? I thought Mike McDaniel needed Mike McGlinchey at right tackle to protect the blind side of Tua. Wouldn't that have been a better move to spend money there?
Hey,
Or
Ritter,
wouldn't that
that's
have
a
been money
good
to have
theory, except Pete is have this take everywhere he's been. Pete
Is he a
believes
Dolphin
this.
fan?
That's the
we're
problem with it.
We're not.
He
like,
really believes it.
seriously. Seriously, I really do, and it's unreal to the point where we can just look at other franchises.
Somebody
give
call Lil
up on
Broski
their
up here for Pete.
quarterback. They gave up on Zach Wilson, man. And you know what? I think Zach Wilson is better than Tua. I do.
Pete.
But anyways,
Hey,
you
Pete,
guys
you better be careful. I'm gonna call Lil Broski up here for you, Pete.
That's good.
Hey, I'm gonna call Lil Broski up here for you, Pete. You better be careful.
No. Let me
Spending money on McGlinchey is not a good move, Pete.
Hey, where's little? Hey, I wanted to say this yesterday, but you know, when you're on panels, some panels they don't let you talk and finish. Let me tell you something, Steven. I have found.
You have to. You don't have to finish your
Have
statement.
found actually.
Oh no, Stevie D, you want to hear this? You want to hear this?
This is the biggest tour near. Because you look, check this out. Because some guys on TFTG were like, "Oh,
Thank you, Aldo. Thank you, Jesus."
Oh man. Hey Pete, you know he gonna just pay his way back up here, right? So y'all can celebrate if y'all want to. He's gonna be right back up here.
Yeah.
He gonna pay right back up there. Pete gotta know that joke.
I mean, look, Pete, I love you, man, but I couldn't today. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't go. I'm not going to go as far as saying Zach Wilson's a better quarterback than Tua. That's a little way over.
I mean,
overstepping.
It is hands down Pete's worst take he's ever had. Worst by far. Not even close.
I missed a Pete take. What I missed?
He said Zach Wilson really was a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa.
Wait, run that back one more time.
He said that Zach Wilson was a better quarterback than Tua.
Yeah. As much as I think Tua is
and he said that
fragile.
the Jets are the best team in the entire division.
No, I heard that part. I didn't hear that Zach Wilson part. My phone had died. That's why.
As much as Tua is a fragile person, Zach is a hell of a lot worse and a lot more fragile than Tua is. Holy crap!
Aldo says that's saying a lot. Yeah, he's had some bad takes. So for this one to be his worst, God.
All right. My God. Steve. What the heck?
Can I be honest and tell you what I think today about Aaron Rodgers? I'm not saying it. I'm not 100% on this. I just have this feeling. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to say, I'm going to retire and give the big middle finger to the Packers and the Jets.
If he does that, be prepared for Jets Twitter to go berserk.
I would laugh like no other person if he retired today.
Yeah, but hold on. Jumping off buildings. If the Jets do, if Aaron Rodgers does that, then you better believe Jets are all in again. Jackson.
Oh yeah.
It's not even a question. It's not even. That's their backup plan. Aaron Rodgers pulls out. They'll give 2, 3 number 1 picks for Jackson, and that's what they're going to go with.
Think the Ravens are going to allow him to go to the Jets, an AFC team that they have to play next year, mind you?
They have no choice. They're going to allow him to go wherever he's going to go, and he can talk to whoever he wants to. So they can.
Let's just say hypothetically speaking that Rodgers does retire. Do you think he's going to pull a Brett Favre and then unretire right away?
No.
Groundhog quarterback.
But, I mean, who else? I mean, and the only other person I can see them going after would be Kirk Cousins.
Ryan Tannehill. It will be the New York Jets starting quarterback next year.
No. Wow. Kirk Cousins.
Ryan Tannehill will be the New York Jets starting quarterback next year.
If you guys remember back in
I'll take that trade. Mike White for Ryan Tannehill. All right, that works.
If you guys remember back in 2008 when they got Brett Favre, everybody was saying that the Jets are the best team in the division.
Yep.
Outside of New England. So what happens that year? Tom Brady gets hurt that year, done for the year, and the Jets just completely get dismantled down the stretch.
I don't think y'all
lose.
heard me. That offensive line is pretty good. As long as they're healthy.
That offensive line was really good in 2008 for the Jets too.
Even Tannehill will make them better than us.
But, no, he wouldn't.
When Brett Favre
cannot elevate nobody, Esther.
When Brett Favre went to the Jets,
nobody.
Jets gang says, "Why are y'all so scared of the Jets having a top quarterback?"
I'm not saying I'm afraid of it. I'm
trying to talk him down, big bro. I'm trying to talk him down, big bro. They ain't got nothing to be
worried about. You got to win the division. We have to win the. You got to win the division.
Magnus brackets. Okay.
And everybody talking about Aaron Rodgers. When the last
right, guys, I got to take off here. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
Aaron is, Aaron's still Aaron. He hasn't lost a step yet. So
he looked like he lost a couple steps last season. We can act like he didn't, but all right.
No, he didn't.
Look, I think that at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm very surprised that he's doing a LeBron style decision to make his informal announcement. I like that he's doing it on
You're
Pat
surprised?
McAfee. I am. I just didn't think this was
Aaron Rodgers. This man is a diva, bro. Like, this is not surprising. He's a diva. He like attention.
It's funny because I thought Lamar Jackson was going to go to the Niners, and then when they signed Sam Donald yesterday, I'm like, oh, there goes that idea.
I know, wasn't that crazy? Can you imagine Lamar Jackson with San Francisco? Oh my God!
I thought that's where he was going to go because that's
Colin Kaepernick all over again.
Yeah, he fits into that whole system
all over again.
I'd have to quit watching football, man. We'd never have a chance.
It's funny because after they signed Sam Donald, I'm like, what if they turned this kid into what he was meant to be? I'd kind of laugh at the Jets because, and actually he kind of showed what he could do while he was in Carolina.
Says, I'm sorry, but if the Jets get Rodgers, I think the AFC East is in trouble.
I think it's going to be a very close division. I think you might have a lot of games that split in between everybody.
It'll be a close division for 3 teams.
No,
Patriots will not be in there.
Don't put. Oh my God, I love that you count the Patriots out. I'm not a Patriots fan at all. I hate actually the Jets are the team I hate the most in that division. Always has been since Vinny Testaverde and all that stuff. You know, all those years. But I never count the Patriots out. Never. Not with Belichick at the helm. And
Big boy,
like I said,
big boy off the board. Kalen Sanders, defensive tackle, signing with the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans is going to be
good team.
Really good team this year.
What the Patriots doing with their offensive coordinator? Are they doing that same Patricia junk again?
No,
definitely ain't got
Bill O'Brien. It's Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, O'Brien.
Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot about that.
That's why it changes that whole. Yeah, that's what I said. And their defense has always been good, so I don't count them out at all. I think it's going to be a 4-team race.
Says, I agree, Steven. We suck, bro. We're not we're not that 14. Please, man. Look, here's the reality of the situation. No matter what the outcome of the Jets are, whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson or some scrub named Ryan Tannehill, okay, whoever it is, the Jets will figure out a way to jet it up, okay? Point blank. That's going to happen. Just want to throw that
you can say the same thing about the Dolphins. You can say the same thing about the Dolphins.
Buffalo has regressed. They've had a lot of players walk. They've regressed. I don't think they've gotten better. I think they've regressed. And the Dolphins got better and healthier and better and better. So I think it's the Dolphins division to lose, personal opinion. And I'm a homer. I don't care. I'm just telling you that's what I think. Trying to be as, not as biased as I'm just personally, I think that's what it is.
Why don't you, Steven, pick the playoff teams for next year? For AFC.
In the AFC?
Yep.
I'm not ready to do that yet.
Come on.
It'll be figured out.
I don't want to get people record this, man. People keep receiving.
Hey, I'll go through real quick. Chiefs, Dolphins, Jaguars as a sleeper.
Jaguars not a sleeper, but
Jaguars 100% will be a top team.
They're gonna win the division. They're gonna sweep. They're gonna win.
Feel like they're gonna win the division over the Titans?
Yeah.
Of course they are. Yeah.
Titans.
Titans,
hey,
Titans
you
are
remember
going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
You gotta remember. You really gotta remember. Jacksonville started clicking on all cylinders at the end of the year, and now they get Calvin Ridley.
Bo, did you send it to @StephenD_SKPL? Make sure you send it to StephenD_SKPL because I don't see it. I'm on.
So now they got even more. They have more of a weapons, that Jacksonville team, and they're gonna win that division hands down. Not even close. It's not even. The one that I think.
Games, man. Yo,
huh?
Can you hear me?
No, we can barely hear you. You sound like
You sound muffled like you're covering your nose and you're doing this.
Yeah, you don't sound good. All right, he went out. He's gonna come back in, hopefully.
I mean, I think the Kansas City division is going to be just as tight as ours. I think Kansas City, Denver, and the Chargers are all going to be fighting for that division. I think the Raiders are out.
So you say 2 teams coming out of the West?
Since he's going to win their division, and I don't know if it's going to be. I think they'll win that division easy.
I think. Look, Cincinnati's going to be in there. Cincinnati's going to be there.
Yeah.
Kansas City's going to be there. Nobody's going to say those 2 teams are going to be there at the end. Jacksonville, I believe, is going to be there.
3.
I believe the Dolphins are going to be there.
4.
I think Buffalo will ultimately be there.
5 with a wild card.
I don't know. I don't think there's 2 teams coming out of the East this year.
Chargers, I think will be there.
Chargers over Broncos?
I don't know how to feel about the Broncos yet. I mean, you already know how I felt about them last year, and I was correct on that. I'm undecided on
They
how
lost
I
a lot
feel.
of close games last year, though, man.
They did, but I don't know how this relationship with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton is going to work out. So I have a question mark against them.
I don't have a question mark. You know why? Because Drew Brees and Russell Wilson are very close friends, and Drew Brees and Sean Payton are very close. And Sean Payton was approached by Drew Brees to try to get that relationship going. They've had dinner together. Sean Payton wanted to go there, and Russell Wilson wanted Sean Payton there. So I have no question marks on that at all.
You know, J.R. Black just said if Eckler was there, sure, it was with a winning team. If he leaves, he would not want to leave. Excuses. Look, you might be right about the Chargers situation. They probably will take a step back now that I think about that in more detail.
I think they get better.
If you go through the AFC West, you get Kansas City. You know they're there. Vegas ? Denver ? Who's the fourth AFC team? West team. Chargers. And they have people that want to leave, so they're a question mark too. So there's no guarantee that either one of them or any of those three. I don't think anybody's going to overtake Kansas City. So they're going to win the division. Hold on. Then you have the AFC North, and the AFC North has Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh, correct? And so Pittsburgh, I think, has gotten better. Baltimore is interesting to see what happens with the Lamar Jackson situation. Cincinnati obviously is going to be there. And Cleveland, there are some people that think, that they're going to be in the thick of things too. And then you have the AFC South, Jacksonville, obviously. They're there.
Yeah.
Yep. Colts, I don't think will be there. Jacksonville won't be there, and Houston won't be there, and then it's the AFC East. So I think you can have 2 or 3 teams from the AFC East get in.
I think you need to win 11 games.
Just looking around the conference. We
but
easily
again,
can have 3 teams.
Going back to the Chargers, remember, look how good Dallas had. What, the 3rd or 4th best offensive in the league last year with Kellen Moore, right? He likes to air it out. He's going to he's the Chargers now offensive coordinator. That only helps the Chargers and all their weapons and Herbert.
Scott Jackson said, coming from someone who thinks he was better than Herbert, your opinion means nothing. Okay, Scott, man.
If the Chargers lose Eckler, they're taking a step back.
Bo Brown, I didn't get your email. I didn't get your email, Bo. Just so you know. I
said, trying to figure out who's the AFC. You're going to have to win 11 games to make the playoffs this year. There's way too many good teams.
I don't know about that. I mean,
think you sneak in with 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, it happened last year.
Yeah, how about now? Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, you can hear you a lot better, G. What's up, man?
Loud and clear.
Appreciate it, man.
The preacher's back.
All right. Hey, man, I'm trying to stay positive, man, and stay off that 3-letter word, and just be optimistic about what we got going on. But we got a tough schedule, man. There are no Browns games. There are no Lions on this schedule we got coming up. It's like every team is scrappy. Even Denver, they got Sean Payton over there now. They got what's the other guy they got on their coaching their defense? Rex Ryan.
They just spent $216 million this offseason to fix their problems.
Yeah,
so,
Rex Ryan's not their defensive coordinator.
No, I'm trying to remember what his name
Joseph,
is.
Right?
No, I think it's Rex.
No,
yeah,
it's not Rex.
Some old part.
I still got
I could have sworn Rex Ryan
John Robinson
and Sean Payton are together, man.
Yeah.
Josh says the Chargers can draft John Robinson.
Okay, then we got Vegas. What, Jimmy G's over there, right? They got a competent quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. Chargers got hurt. Man, we got a lot of teams that they're not going to roll over, man. They're coming in and they feel like they can win just like we feel like we can win. There are no easy games in 2023, so we got to be on our A game, man. Every single game we got to be on our A game because they're coming, the Philadelphia Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, I mean, we don't need a running back, but
Saquon on the Commanders easy either, bro.
Yeah, there you
Commanders
go.
are not easy either.
We have to be tested, though, G. I don't want to be backing into the playoffs.
With the exception of Kansas City, because I'm going to give them their just due. There's no team in the AFC or in the NFL, really, for that matter, that I'm truly scared of. I am scared of Kansas City. I respect Cincinnati. I respect Philadelphia now. I didn't before, but they got all the way to the Super Bowl and they put up a hell of a fight against Kansas City, and I can't deny that. So I got to give credit where credit's due. So I respect them. I respect Buffalo. I do. I respect them. And I respect San Francisco. But aside from that, there's no team that really scares me in the NFL besides Kansas City. Kansas City, they have it all. They have it all. Front, back, good, bad, or indifferent. They got it,
And all them guys are reloading, man. They got draft picks. Every one of them teams, they're going to go in the draft, and they're going to get a guy that's in, a first-round draft pick. A lot of them. Second-round draft picks. They're building. So, I know we're doing good, man. We're building, and everything is, on the up and up. But we got to remember, everybody else building too. Everybody else building too.
That
so
Pacheco pick they made last year, though. Good God Almighty, if we could get that guy, somebody like that, right? In that late round, he was a 6th rounder or something.
Cautiously optimistic, man. But I think we're gonna be all right. Gonna be all right.
Yeah, where'd Steve go?
Who knows?
Somebody probably kicked him, or he just lost service.
Okay. Yeah, man. Well, I feel like there's a cat that I've been watching. His name is Ty J. Spears from Tulane. I think we can get him in a late round. That dude is nothing but speed, man.
I love that kid, but he ain't going. He ain't going. You can get him in the 3rd round. You ain't got him any later than that.
I'm dreaming.
Well, it's like what is that? Shabat, whatever, the guy from UCLA.
Oh, UCLA. Yeah,
he's a beast. He's just a big boy. He's just a big. And that's what all of the big backs last year that were over 1,000 yards or whatever. They were all like 220 pounds, and that's what he is. He's just a big beast.
Hey, J.R. Black said teams got to play the Fins too. Preach, Steven. These fans still acting like it's the old Fins of 5 or 10 years ago. Shout out to you, J.R. Black. Let's go.
JR, that's right. We're hard like stainless.
Put some respect on the Dolphins' name. Okay? Put some respect on their name.
There's a lot of good running backs next year too, but there's actually 3 or 4 of them that are just as good as, if not better than Bijan Robinson is. But
my favorite offseason pickup, Steven, is Mike White. This guy, if he tunes and fixes a couple things, he has elite written all over him, just like Skylar Thompson does. That's the only thing I love about my Dolphins moving forward right now. That our backup quarterbacks, that's something to look forward to as a Dolphin fan. I get it. The rest of the team is loaded. I love our defense. Another piece we don't talk about bringing back is Melvin Ingram. You guys know he's a good piece to add. We should be thinking about bringing that back. Mike Gesicki needs to come back. But our quarterback room, that is what intrigues me the most on this team. I am so shocked because I was so happy. Not so happy, but I was excited about Skyler.
You know who else was excited, Pete? Aldo, he said, bye, baby. He said, bye, Pete. He said, bye, Felicia.
Damn,
Boy, it's hard.
That man found a different. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, y'all got to give it to Pete. Pete found a different way to say the same thing every day.
Aldo's going full heavy on Pete.
He said, he said he found us to say the same, different way to say the same thing
I'm
every
not gonna
day.
lie. I agree with him about the Melvin Ingram though. He was a solid pickup for him.
Am I lying, Pete? Am I lying, Steven?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's funny though.
That man say the same thing every day. Just find a different way to say it.
Hey, it's not how you say it. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. I can toss somebody into buying a beer that they don't want, bro. You want a Bud Light, you better believe you're going to get a Vesta Sewer.
All right, man.
Pat McAfee's got the Dolphins in third place. Is that right, Mike K?
I mean, even if they do, I mean, here's the thing. We can go to any media and say, okay, well, this person's got him in this place, and this person's got him in this place. And look, the Dolphins, I like to think we can all agree they're going to be competitive next year. They're not going to be scrubs.
Who does he have number 1 and 2?
Huh?
Who does
I think
he have
he has
number 1 and 2?
Buffalo in New York. He's got Buffalo in New York ahead of him. And I think he did it with Miami Fan Talk Show said, bring Pete back, man. I want to hear the crazy today. Pete, come on back, Pete. He's not in the back room, but he can come back. Man, let's go, Miami Fan Talk. He said, hey, you know what that means? That means Aldo can't get him out at $10 no more. Can't do it. Can't do it. Pete, I will wait for you to come back, my friend. Love it. Luch and Jackpot said, Pete is revived. Oh, man. This is classic.
Gonna give Steven an ulcer or a stroke today with all the Pete stuff.
You know, it's I don't have a problem with people that have a different narrative or a different opinion about it. But what I will say, Aldo said no. Aldo said bye.
Damn.
Aldo has literally said nothing else today except to get Pete out here.
Yeah, he's heavily on. He's heavily on.
He's like, I will not have Pete. Just no. All right, so Pete is out for the day unless somebody brings Pete back from the dead. Oh.
Dang, that kind of makes Wild Out Wednesday not wilding out anymore.
Oh my goodness. He said, nope, can't do it. Love don't live here no more. Oh my goodness. You're welcome, Steven. Support the channel. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are the best. Aldo says, my checkbook is open for business.
You ain't kidding.
Do I want to pay the money that's a free, Pete?
Scott Jackson said, when you have cash, you don't need cents. I like that. I see what you did there, Scott. I like that.
Wordplay.
I like that, Scott. Scott, that might be the chat of the day. When you have cash, you don't need cents. I like it. I see what you did there, Scott. That's pretty good. All right,
$100 to bring back Pete.
It's $100 to bring back Pete, and then the
y'all know Pete petty. Peter paid that to come back. Peter paid that to come back. He petty, just to make sure that nobody's bullying him out.
Miami Fan Talk Show says $80 towards Pete. LOL, $2. Stephen D says bad marketing play to create a way to remove the very thing that brings in viewers. Pete. That's right, because we're all here to hear Pete's takes this morning. I got it. I knew it. It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. It wouldn't be Wildin' Out without Pete. I know that. Ultimately, look, it's 11:39. I am surprised there hasn't been a lot of news this morning as far as like reaction, or I thought there would be some news this morning. I'm not going to lie. I was told that there would be some news before noon. I guess we still got 20 minutes. But I thought there'd be some more news. I'm surprised that there isn't. Why is it that people are waiting?
Crossing their T's and dotting their I's, Steven.
Jason Sarney says 4:00 visit starts. That's why. That's true. It's the official open of free agency at 4:00. But I still feel like people would agree. I guess if they didn't agree. Fifth Year Bitches says doesn't start till noon. Jason Sarney says players are probably heading to some teams to check out the opportunity. Okay. Yep. All right.
Hey, what are we gonna do about the third receiver option? You know, we spent $10 million last year on Gesicki, $12 million on Cedric Wilson, and neither one of them like really stepped up and became that third option.
Easy.
I feel like Sherfield could be a good slot.
Trent Sherfield said something in a tweet the other day that made me question. He said sometimes you don't get to, something to the effect of you don't get to choose. What did he say? I'll bring it up. He said, which made me question, like, is he not going to be here next year? You know how we all like to read into tweets, right? What did he say? He said, whatever is meant is meant. Either way, I'm grateful God is in full control.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best to be optimistic, man, but Waddle and Hill were figured out, man, by the end of the year last year. And like I said, I'm trying to be optimistic, but we got to come up with something different, man, because that film is out there on how to neutralize them two and get two off his game. So he got to figure out a way to get it to the third guy, because that might be the only guy that's open.
Right.
I got you, boss. I know what else you do different. You run the ball.
Now, look, here's the reality. We need to go get another wide receiver, because if Cedric Wilson is gone and we don't bring back Sherfield, you got to bring in another wide receiver.
We got
Craycraft there, but
Craycraft is like a little Welker type.
All right, so let me ask you this, Steven.
I
want to see Easy. Stephen D, could Craycraft, Gesicki, or Cedric Wilson go to the Chiefs and be their third wide receiver? Be their third option. And I'm not trying to knock anybody. I'm just saying these guys are quality guys. We know Gesicki can catch the ball.
Cedric Wilson, I think, would easily be a number 2 or 3. Maybe number 2 is a stretch, but he could be, I think, in certain offenses. Not good ones, but certain ones. And he's definitely a number 3 or 4 in most even good offenses.
Answer the question, Steven. Craycraft could be the number 3 for the Jets. With Rodgers.
I think
or number 1 for the Patriots. Come on now.
To answer your question about Cedric Wilson, I think there are a lot of teams that are interested in Cedric Wilson. I think the market there is there for him. Ultimately, I think that's why we can trade him, right? I think when it comes to Trent Sherfield, same boat, but he's a free agent. So he's going to have a lot of teams that are interested in him. If he comes back to Miami, he's going to be leaving money on the table somewhere else, guaranteed. He'll have a bigger offer somewhere else, and he'll be leaving money on the table. If Sherfield comes back, it's going to be at a discount, and it's going to be he left money on the table somewhere. Guaranteed.
So did McDaniels not scheme for the third? Go ahead, Esther.
No, I was going to say, if we don't go out and get a guard, we need to bring back Robert Jones. Regardless, I don't care. We just need to get him on the squad. I don't care if he's a backup, but he sure as hell can play quality minutes as a starter. So I don't care how they do it, but they need to bring him back.
I mean, I think they will, personally. I think that's there. Cameron says, Steven, you have to realize Miami is a destination for everyone. There are more flights and hotel rooms to keep proxies affordable. Tourism is our number 1 industry, and the Dolphins are a tourist attraction. I don't deny that. I mean, definitely there. I agree. I don't know, man. I think Gabrielle says Wilson saved our butt in the playoff game with that return. Without that, we get blown out.
Okay, man. Listen, did McDaniels not?
I still wouldn't sign him again. Crazy. We need to get rid of him.
Did he not
He made
scheme
one
for the
play all
third
year.
guy, or did Tua not look for the third guy?
Yeah, but is that because But you know what? So here's what I said last year. I said Ezukama after whatchamacallit. Cameron, you're supposed to send it on Cashapp or PayPal, but I appreciate it. I'll send it to you. Send me your email on the thing. Remember that? That's why I didn't put YouTube up there as a thing. It takes out like 50%. Okay. It's Cashapp or PayPal or Zelle for people. Don't follow Cameron's example. Cameron's a bad example. Thank you for the donation, though. Whatchamacallit? I said last year, Ezukama didn't dress in some games. And I was very surprised about that because I thought the talent was there and I thought he would fit in very nicely with the scheme that McDaniel ran. So there were a few times last year where he was a healthy scratch, and I was like, why? He would definitely help the team. And there were games last year where River Craycraft didn't even dress in certain situations. Now, I think the further we got into the season, the more Craycraft we saw, but ultimately,
he had that neck injury too.
I know he did. He had the injury too. So ultimately, I still have a question mark about Ezukama. I like him. He obviously is a great. We showed he was a great talent in preseason, and he had some catches. How many catches did he have during the season? It wasn't many, but he showed a play or two here or there where I was like, man, this kid's. I think he's something. So I don't know. I don't know what ultimately happens with him. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. But I know that the Dolphins, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I think Cedric Wilson is not here next year. Trent Sherfield, question mark, because he can get money from somewhere else. And Ezukama, if he's going to take that step up, needs to. But the Dolphins need to have insurance. If they don't believe Ezukama is the guy, they got to have insurance. And for me, that comes in the form of Braxton Berrios or another wide receiver. That's a free agent, somebody that at a discount, We'll have to see. It'll be interesting. Side says, do you get hit with fees on PayPal? I'm only seeing the goods and services option. Yeah, it's only like $1 or $2, Side. That's whatever. Go ahead. If you send it up there, Side, it's fine.
How are you, gentlemen?
Pretty good. What's up, Al? Al, you couldn't take Pete's Steaks today, huh?
Nope. I wanted to enjoy Wilding Out Wednesday for once. Good Dolphins talk. Now let's just wait and see until Pete kicks me out.
Pete kicks you out. Yes, look, you can definitely be the thing.
I'm about to say, he will. He will. Pete Petty, dog. He gonna try to get you back.
180 yards.
Go up here. Look, I just want us to get an offensive lineman. And you know what? We should probably try to look for maybe a wide receiver in the 4th round. Yeah, I know it's not the deepest position this year.
The talent was there last year and it didn't get utilized. That's what I'm saying. We got, to me, and this is just, my homer or casual opinion, Gesicki's pretty good as a slot. Craycraft's pretty good. Cedric Wilson's pretty good. Not as the first option, but there came a time, man, where, again, teams game plan to take out our 2 main guys. And nobody stepped up to fill in that void. Or was it there was no game plan made for the third guy? Or was it Tua can't see the third guy through the progressions? What is it?
That's the one I'm looking at right there. That last one you just said.
I'll also say this, though. When we did give Gesicki the chances, and I know they were few and far between, but in crucial points, we threw him the ball, and he fumbled the bag. He didn't catch the ball. He didn't get the first down we needed. When you get the chances, you got to make it happen. And that's how you earn more chances. I understand he's a great talent, and he is a very good player. But At the same time, he can't block, which means that's limited snaps for him. And then when we did throw him the ball, he didn't catch it.
Who we talking about?
He
Gesicki?
had 5 touchdowns. He had 5 touchdowns. He caught something.
My problem with Gesicki is Gesicki can't run no routes. He don't separate from nobody, and there's no yak. Absolutely none.
I'll disagree about that with Gesicki. My issue with Gesicki is he doesn't block, and he's not a tight end, but he is a playmaker. So what I'll say is, I'm going to give him half the problems for not being available because he's not a true tight end, right? And I'm also going to give McDaniel part of the knock too, because you have a playmaker. Even if he's not a tight end, utilize him in other ways, and he didn't do that last year. So
a poor man, Darren Waller.
I mean, he does not play. Darren Waller can block. Gesicki cannot.
Gesicki's only good at half his job, so that means you're not good.
Okay, so we can all agree though that McDaniels
is not a tight end. He's just not. And if you want to argue with me about that, that's fine. You're not going to convince me that he's a good tight end. He's a great playmaker. He's a great red zone threat. And you can put him in the tight end position in the red zone. But ultimately, Gesicki is somebody that needs to be a third string, maybe even a second wide receiver. So I don't know about a second, but he's a third string. He's a slot receiver ultimately. And he's really good at it. But to put him down on the line as a tight end, he can't do it. He can't.
Steven, you're telling me Gesicki's a good route runner?
Yeah, I think he's a really good, decent route runner in red zone situations.
So he's not a good route runner.
Lewis,
Steven, is Gesicki a good route runner?
No. Is anybody a good route runner? If you're a good route runner, is the ball going to hit you in your hands, or do you have to improvise and you got to find the ball and then get to it? That's not a pretty route. The ball is in the air. It might not be. It's supposed to be on your right.
If you throw the ball up to him, yes, he will come down with it. But as far as actual route running a route and getting open, he's not good at that. Because anytime he runs a route, that man is on his ass.
I get it. But those 9 routes were not comeback routes. The 9 routes weren't comeback routes, but they have to come back and get the ball.
Here's a reality. I need where Gesicki excels at is somebody that's in the slot position, or maybe even the tight end, that as soon as the ball snapped, he gets up, he runs 5 or 6 yards, he turns around, and he's open, right? Or he runs
in pop pass
to the corner of the end zone.
That's not a pop pass.
Gesicki, throughout his entire career with the Dolphins, there are plenty of times where we saw he was open in the middle of the field and got us that first down. So he was good in red zone situations and good in third down situations as long as it was 3rd and 6, or 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 4. That's where he excelled.
That's his job.
And that's his job, exactly. His job's also to block, and he couldn't do that. So you knew that when Gesicki was in there, he wasn't going to stay as a blocking. And so defenses can prepare for that because, Gesicki's going to go run a route. So we need to obviously have a man on him, or,
ain't no defense think that the Dolphins is coming to play them and going to run the football.
Well, every defense we play, they know we coming to air it out. Running the ball. When Gesicki was in, they were definitely not running the football.
I can't think of the game where we came in and we said the game plan today is that we're going to run the ball, we're going to be committed to it, we're going to pound it, blah blah.
Behind this offensive line, why would they? Behind this offensive line, why would they?
I would say Cleveland was that game. That was the most balanced game they had. I would say the Browns game was.
And Gesicki still don't give you no yak, bro. No yards after catch.
Hey, Bo Brown, I sent you the bracket.
But don't we need a possession receiver?
I got a real question. Is Hangry Aldo?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just here because I wanted to see if your wallet does work. That's why I'm here. This is the only way I donate to the channel. So kick me off so I can add the Steven donations. That's the only way I donate. I heard that wallet was open for business, so I'm here to start chaos and trouble on Wallet Out Wednesday. Man, y'all been friendly today, man. What's going on?
I mean, look, Pete came up here talking nonsense, and he talked so much nonsense for everybody. They couldn't do it, man. They weren't about it. They were like, can't do it.
This is not how Wild and Out Wednesday's supposed to be. It's been happy go lucky up here. People have been licking ice cream cones up here today, man. What's going on, Steven?
Look, man.
Two is the greatest.
What do you have against ice cream, bro?
That's what it is. We're not
Louis
talking
hates
about
ice cream.
Yes.
I don't like Derek Long. You know who eats ice cream? Derek Long. He seems like an ice cream licker.
I bet you won't go head up. I bet you won't go head up. I bet you he bust you.
Hey, Dave.
Set up the Oklahoma, baby.
Hey, Baker Mayfield signed a 1 year, $8.5 million deal with Tampa Bay.
Hey,
sucks to be a Jets fan right now.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Suck to be a Jets
Dave
fan.
County, I would go head up on him. It would just be one of the weeks that he was injured because the man hasn't completed a season in his entire career. So whatever injury he might have, that's when I'll go head up with him. The guy's soft.
But Lewis, also, what have I told you since you started panicking over that linebacker pickup?
There's no panic.
Hey, so that takes.
I'm just
that
saying.
takes.
All right. Well,
That's
when
not
you have
going
shown
all in.
your displeasure, with this pick, what have I also told you about the David Long thing?
Okay, I get it, but this is the problem. Would anyone?
You gotta share it with the class, bro.
Would you rather have Bobby Wagner or David Long Jr.?
How do you know you're still not getting him? Is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
No,
They're not done with that room, Lewis. They're not done with that room.
I want Bobby
Let it loose.
Shake Money is the homie. You know what? You know what? Just for Shake, fuck all that. What you talking about, Dave? All right.
Thank you, Shake.
Go get me Bobby Wagner. Again, look, TJ
No,
Edwards.
Bobby Wagner towing offensive linemen's here.
TJ Edwards went for $6.5 million, $1 million more. And this is what I came up here earlier and was saying. If we're going to everybody's narrative, right, and we're going all in, why are we pinching pennies? Go get me the best offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Go get me the best linebacker. Go get me the best whatever, running back, whoever the hell y'all want. But we're going all in to go pinch pennies and go get David Long Jr.? This is the hypocrisy in the fan base.
Watch this man be your favorite player next year. Watch this man be one of the best players on the defense.
When David makes a game-winning tackle or gets an interception or a fumble recovery, don't you come up here on Victory Monday talking about, man,
that was a good pickup. That was a good pickup. Yeah.
Don't you do
I already
it.
know. I can hear it now. Yeah, it was a good pickup.
Don't
It was a good
you
pickup.
do it, Lewis.
Hey, what?
And
I
Lewis,
got $3,
hey.
Steven. I got $3.
At the end of the day, Lewis.
Fuck you, Dade County.
Well, I'm in Broward County, but I don't care.
Got $1 left.
Got him.
$1 left.
Bro, why do I get so much animosity from you and Von Joe, bro? Why y'all be doing me like this?
I'm just saying, if we're gonna go all in, let's go all in. I mean, hell, at this point, go get Orlando Brown Jr. I don't care. Go.
All right, now
spend the
you're
money.
at zero. Your swear jar's done.
Lewis,
Okay,
bro,
well, bye.
at the end
I'm
of
out.
the day, you don't know what they
No, Lewis, stay up here, Lewis. You were trying
He
to
know
get
he know he gonna still have to pay.
You ain't
Lewis
said
can't
it.
control that. He gonna keep cussing.
Lewis, stay up here. Don't leave. Lewis running. He don't want none of this smoke. That's what it is.
Yep.
Lewis don't want
Everybody
none of
run.
this
I mean, Lewis stay running for Dade County. That's why he always cussing me out, bro.
all day.
He stay cussing me out.
He's like a little kid. He'll go over there and punch you and then run away. That's Lewis. Lewis over there being like a little kid over here. That's what
Yeah, we
Lewis
know
is.
he over there. Lewis over there eating ice cream and lollipops off camera.
That takes Tampa Bay out of the Caleb Williams conversation now.
No, it doesn't.
Taylor who?
Yes, it does.
Taylor
No, it
who?
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not take that
What
out.
does it?
Baker's gonna win more than 3 games of the year.
They can trade up, bud.
I gotta
Don't
be
matter.
honest.
Yeah, I'm about to
with you,
say
though.
they can still
I
trade
gotta
up
be
as long
honest,
as they
that
close.
was- I am surprised that LA wasn't able to re-sign him. That I am surprised.
Yeah, I
about.
thought they really, I
he was
thought they
gonna
really
be the
liked him
backup.
last year.
I did. I thought he was the backup for sure there, and now he's going to compete. He's going to. He's probably going to start over Kyle Trask in Tampa.
They said that there was talks of that they were going to move on from Stafford too. So I don't know.
He said, "I hate Stephen and Dade County." Lewis said, "Nobody care. You ain't on this panel saying it, Lewis."
Nobody worried about you, bro.
Little chat warrior. All up in the chat, just being a keyboard warrior. Go ahead, Lewis. What you bad son?
Tell Lewis I said pull your skirt down.
Damn. About this whole situation.
Damn.
Hey, he'll come back up now.
Lewis, you gonna let him do that?
Lewis, I didn't want no. I didn't say that, Lewis.
Damn.
I didn't say that, Lewis.
Oh
man, get me in trouble with Lewis.
He's gonna come back now.
What does he say on Friday? What does he say? And Friday after next, he said, "I gotta live here. You gonna get me in trouble, man?
He'll be back.
Lewis comes back on. He's gonna owe like $100.
No, he'll probably just wait till this afternoon for the Twitter Spaces and then cuss me out.
Lewis with the googly eyes. I see you, Dade. Oh, I see you. Look, I mean, I hope that the Dolphins, I think when it's all said and done, Jordan Poyer, I think, will end up being a Dolphin. The Dolphins will get a veteran tight end. And I don't know. I go back to it. I just don't know what they're going to do at O-line, and it scares the hell out of me.
That's a problem.
They need to get a tackle.
Offensive line before everybody else. If we don't get an offensive line before that, I'm going to be upset because I want an O-lineman.
They have to address the O-line. If they don't do that,
or else our running game's going to be like it was last year.
Straight up, if they get, and I know I'm naming most of the offensive line, if they get a left guard, a center, or a tackle, I'll be happy.
I don't care who, just give me a little lineman.
Yeah, but if it's 20 million, if we got 20 million left, that's not enough for Brown Jr.
No, it ain't.
Hey, Cy, can you send me a DM at Stephen D SKPL with your email address? I can't get it from here to my phone. It won't let me copy anything on the PayPal. I just want to make sure I get it right. Send me a DM.
Have they re-signed Agba?
No, they haven't. They haven't restructured Agba. They haven't.
So how much is that?
I mean,
he leaves.
No, we're gonna save. He's not leaving. Why do people think that Agba's gonna leave? It doesn't make sense for Agba to leave. You have him at a contract with him. You can restructure him. He wants, like, he's a good player. He holds value. Why would you? I've heard this narrative being talked about the last couple of days.
I'm not saying he's bad, but
I don't understand why you get rid of him.
Here's the reason why you get
to get a good lineman, old lineman.
We
just got Long.
Lance, you can create cap space by restructuring his deal and having money, and you don't have to get rid of him.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
But at the end of the day, you need him to be willing to accept the restructure. And
he will. He loves Miami. He's done it.
Vonjo, you on vacation, man. Stay on vacation, Vonjo.
Oh, yeah, but I heard my
King
name
Von.
mentioned to the ether, so I just wanted to come up here and say F day. You guys have a wonderful day.
Is that it? Is that all you wanted to do? And he just dropped off. I'm on vacation. I just
passport man. That's the passport man.
He's on vacation right now. He's somewhere. I forget where he at.
I do need a fake ID.
I think it was Guyana or somewhere. I think he was in Guyana.
Hey, how we gonna get points, man? That's the biggest question. And why?
If you get rid of Gesicki, we're gonna have 6 less.
But listen, man, Tyreek had 1,700 yards receiving, 1,700 yards receiving, and 7 touchdowns.
7 touchdowns.
And Jalen had what? Was it 11 or 13?
I don't know, but let me throw this in there. 500 of them, Tyreek. 500 of those Tyreek 1,700 yards were with another quarterback other than QB1. But my point being, man, we move the ball up and down the field. A lot of times we get to the red zone, and what do? We settle for a field goal, and half the time Sanders ain't gonna make that. We need touchdowns.
I'm telling you, bro, you gotta learn. We gotta fix the O-line.
That's why I don't understand
the ball.
That's why I don't understand why people want to get rid of Gesicki.
One-sided last year.
I don't understand why people want to get
that. I
don't understand why people want to get Gesicki.
Throw him in the slot. You set that jump ball up there when we get in the red zone, man. There's no excuse with all of the talent that we have, all of them weapons for us to get into the red zone and come away with 0 or come away with 3 That's what determines. That's how we lose games. Settling for 3 or getting in the red zone and coming up empty. That's how you lose. The good teams, when they get in the red zone, man, they go into kill mode. They're coming out with 7 points.
Who had the most touchdowns in the red zone?
You know why? Because they can run the ball when they get in the red zone. They're not one dimensional. We became a one dimensional offense.
Who had you were one dimensional?
Huh?
All right, so I'll say this. I think that I'm not saying that McDaniel was perfect last year. I think there's a lot of first-year knocks, and there were some things that about the game plan where I was like, all right, it's a first-year game plan, coach. I'm not going to go 100%. I'm not going to go ham on him. But I did want to see more jet sweeps last year. I would have liked to see Ball run more, just a little bit more. But I don't think we're one dimensional by any stretch of the imagination.
Who had the most red zone touchdowns?
What I'm saying is we did not run the ball when we needed to. At 4 minutes in the game, we still were forced to pass. We could not run the ball when we needed to. That's why I meant one dimensional at times. I should have added at times. Cap for life, what's going on, player?
And again, depends on what part of the red
Good morning,
zone
gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Big cap for life.
Steven, what the discount players, man? I'm waiting for the discount double check. What the hell, bro?
Hey, man, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. He makes his announcement at 1, so we'll have to see. At 1 o'clock, he'll make his announcement. I personally, I pray on everything that I'm going to retire and screw the Packers and the Jets. Oh God, how I would love that. But.
So we're depending and relying on Poyer being the splash move, and Raheem Mostert and I like Wilson. I'm not gonna have a knock on Wilson, but that's pretty much our splash moves right now. Is just pretty much wait and see mode. That's what it is right now.
I mean, we did go get Jalen Ramsey.
That wasn't a discount. That was pretty much a trade.
That wasn't a discount. He's a $4 million cap hit.
Bro, don't fool yourselves. The Rams paid up that contract. Don't fool yourselves. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Anything.
And if I'm not mistaken, when I brought up Jalen Ramsey, you were not even on board with Jalen Ramsey. So why are you all of a sudden with this new enthusiasm?
I didn't think there was a world where we could get him.
Really?
I never saw a world where we were going to get him.
It took Hunter bum ass.
No name calling, Greg. No name calling. Calm down. No name calling. Okay. What I will say is when it comes, I didn't see a world where that was going to happen. I didn't see. The Tyreek Hill trade last offseason, I saw that coming from afar. I thought we considered a running back, so I saw a world with Dalvin Cook. I never thought in a million years we could get Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard on the same team. That's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
So is it safe to say that Fangio is pretty much running this free agency class and might even possibly be running the draft class if it was up to him? Like, is it all defensive oriented?
I think it's there's no yes or no answer to that question. What I will say is that I think he has a priority over certain players. I think the Dolphins have to address certain needs on offense. Don't get that twisted. And they did the running back. Now I think the offensive line, tight end, and maybe a wide receiver. So whether that's through the draft or free agency, we're going to see.
See, I don't understand the wide receiver part, because if we invested so much in the offseason last year on free agents that we thought were great from San Fran, like Craycraft and Sherfield and Izukama getting drafted, I mean, like, why is it that we're thinking about wide receiver? We're already
I'm going to tell you why.
Knee deep in depth in wide receiver.
So currently you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They're there, right? River Craycraft and Ezukama are on the books. They're there. Those are 4 wide receivers, right? But Sherfield's not on the books right now. He's a free agent, right? And you probably need 5 or 6 wide receivers. So you at least need 1 more, maybe 2. And in camp, you're going to have a whole bunch. You're going to have 8 or 9 wide receivers in camp anyway. So
did Alan Thielen sign?
Not yet, but rumors is Chiefs.
I think he's going to end up, somewhere with the Chiefs. Chiefs are a name I've heard. I've also heard the Jets if they get Aaron Rodgers too. But they have to go get 1 or 2 more decent wide receivers to compete. They have to.
You know what really puzzles me with Aaron Rodgers and my buddy Lewis over on 5 Reasons Sports brought this up yesterday, man. It's pretty much Aaron Rodgers was complaining the whole season that he didn't have receivers. And now he wants to go to New York, but he wants to bring the same receivers that were in Green Bay that he says we're not really.
That's what I said earlier.
Receivers.
I said the same thing earlier. What you think that's going to help you win, bro? Go ahead.
Yeah, but let's not act like the
Jason
Jets
Starney
don't have
says
some.
Braylon Sanders is on a futures deal with the team too. So yeah.
Sanders.
Yep, and Color's right. Buffalo was in the conversation for Thielen. Cole Beasley's gone. He would, I mean, could you imagine Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen? That'd be a decent 1-2 split at wide receiver for Buffalo.
Back together
Doesn't
again.
scare me. We got Ramsey and Hex.
Say what?
Doesn't scare me. We got Ramsey and X.
Yeah, I agree. I hear you. I'm just telling you, Buffalo's got to counteract some of these moves that we're making, so it would make sense that they're in on Thielen.
All I know, man, is I've seen this movie before numerous times in free agency. There's 3 waves. I don't think we're going to do anything until maybe the 3rd wave.
You may be right. I think at the end of the day, Steven, we don't have to imagine they played in Minnesota with Teddy. You're right. You're right, Color. But they didn't play with Josh Allen. I think it'd be a different story with Josh Allen personally.
Man, why Color? Tell Color come up here.
Get up here, Color. Look, the Dolphins. So look, what to answer your original question, Cap. Yes, I think ultimately Vic Fangio has priority, but the Dolphins still have to address the tight end. They still have to address offensive line depth, maybe even another starter, and they have to address another wide receiver or 2. But I think ultimately, if somebody's there,
Steven, check your back. Steven, check your backstage.
Okay. I think that you have to do that. So I think it depends on the player. I'm starting to think that if there's a great player available, Chris Greer's not necessarily playing favorites over Vic Fangio or Mike McDaniel, but I mean, I'm sure that the conversation happened when Fangio took place to say, hey, look, if somebody becomes available in a trade or a free agent, I want to make sure that we go after him. And the last thing that, bringing somebody like Jalen Ramsey in a trade appeases your new defensive coordinator.
Hey,
very happy.
Hey, I'm on for 2 seconds. I gotta go back to work. But the one thing I want to say is Fangio does have precedence because he's changing a whole new defensive system. I think that's the main reason he has precedence this offseason. You're going from what we had on defense, what players we had for the system, to a whole new system.
Yeah. I mean, you're entirely possible. I mean, that makes sense. William Ice Tray Perry says Ezukam is our version of Debo, in my opinion, anyway. I think he looks. I think my hope is he takes a step forward this year. But again, there is a question mark because he had some healthy scratches last year where I just kind of shook my head. I'm like, I think he's better than that. Why is he a healthy scratch? So I don't know how McDaniel truly feels.
Yeah, like when Sanders was getting in before him. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Which is ultimately why, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins signed Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Hey, again,
bro,
man.
How many balls y'all got? Y'all think we
optimistic. Yo,
hey,
but wait, watch this.
Do I think that's going to happen? No. But would I be surprised by it? No, I wouldn't be.
Hey, we all saw that that video the Chargers put out, man, about how their defense planned to take Waddle and Hill out and how they executed it and da 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 da. Like they really, literally had a game plan for us. We all saw that, right?
Yeah,
it's like a 20-minute. Yeah. Every other team in the NFL saw it then too. So we can best believe that they're going to come in with that approach to take out our 2 main guys.
Your boss.
Right, go ahead, bro.
You question. You forgot who our D coordinator is? Because all those defenses that gave us problems last year run his defense. So now Tua practices against those defenses every day. You don't think he gets better at that?
I think they do, but I mean, G, you want to answer that? I mean, it was directed towards you.
I mean, of course, it's gonna make him better, man. But there's a big difference between practicing and live fire. You know, I mean, everybody thinks
that's a fact. I played the game,
everybody
so that's
thinks
a
they
fact.
got a game plan, man, and we all feel like we know what we're gonna do. I've been in situations, man, and bro, it ain't always what we feel like we're gonna do, or even what we've trained to do, is what comes out. And I just know that teams are gonna come in with the intention of taking out Waddle and taking out Hill and letting somebody else on the Dolphins beat them if it's gonna be the Dolphins that win. It's not going to be Waddle and Hill. I'm not saying they're not going to have yards. I'm not saying they're not going to go off. I'm not saying they're not going to have great seasons next year. But we're going to go against teams who are going to have the defense, the corners, the secondary to kind of neutralize them guys. But there will be a mismatch with the slot receiver because usually the slot receiver draws the third or fourth corner on the team. And I don't know why we didn't hit that. I feel like Gesicki, Cedric Wilson, or Craycraft are just as good and can compete against any team's third or fourth corner. And that mismatch should have been used a whole lot more last year.
You don't think Sherfield did a good job last year?
Man,
I mean,
when
I
he was
definitely think he could have did more. I think he definitely could have did more, but I think he did a good job. If they re-sign him and bring him back, I don't have no problem with him.
Man,
and
I wish
rolling
they
with
would have fed him more. I wish they would have fed him more. One thing,
Yeah,
man.
I believe so, but yeah, I think we still are saying the same thing, but I feel like what will unlock that pass game where they are unable to go double Waddle and double Hill is if you fix your run game. Now they have to respect your run game. They cannot drop back that far. We may turn around and just hand the ball off. So now your linebackers can't drop back to the middle of the field. They got to respect that run. I think that's the only issue on our offense for the most part. If we can add a legit run game to this offense, bro, ain't no stopping us.
I mean, with the two pieces that we have, man, and maybe it's not good that I do this, but in my mind, I'm like, man, we're almost like the greatest show on turf. But they had Bruce, they had Holtz on the other side, but then they had Isaiah Hakeem, and they had Ricky Prohl too. And you never knew. I mean, you kind of knew Bruce and Holt were the main guys, but at any time, them other two could take you the distance. And Kurt Warner played that. He played that the way it's supposed to be played, where okay, you want to look, watch what I can do with this number 3 guy. Watch what I can do with this number 4 guy, and they were on point, and they caught the ball when the number was called. So,
dude, what type of birds do you have in your background, G? You live in a rainforest, man.
It's a cockatoo, man, and he whatchamacallit, he mad because the cat messing with him,
Tell that cat to stop messing with him, man. Be like, look, this is my turf. Don't be coming up here over in my turf, okay? Tell him to put some respect on his name.
That's cool. You got a parrot though. I grew up with an African gray and a King Amazon. I had 2 parrots growing up.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I was hoping that we would get some breaking news this morning, and we just didn't. And hey, Pete,
back to mess up the stream and teach some people some real Dolphin football. Some real Dolphin football.
Well, hey, Pete, you paid that fee?
What fee?
Oh wait, Pete, you're gone for the day. That's right, Pete's gone for the day.
Oh shit, my bad. I ain't mean to snitch on you, Pete. Oh,
he gone for the day. I totally forgot about that. He gone for the day.
He paid that fee. Dang, my bad.
Oh man, Pete, you just reminded me. I almost got in trouble.
Bad. I ain't mean to snitch on you, Pete.
Aldo paid $50 for you to go for the day. So you gone for the day unless somebody pays your fee to come back, or you pay for your way to come back. You pay double.
That man got past security and somebody in the club pointed him out.
Hey man,
my bad, dog. My bad. I was just welcoming him back. My bad.
Really snitched on you because I had totally forgot.
Dang, dog. My bad. Dog.
Dave, you know you about to get crap for that, right? Like they gonna get on.
Oh
you
yeah, they gonna get me on the spaces later. Yeah, I already know.
Oh my goodness, John.
It wasn't intentional.
Donation, John. Was that for anybody in particular? Because Pete left. Pete gone. He gone for the day unless somebody brings him back. Dude, straight snitching. Wait till Lewis hears about this, Jose. About it. So you gonna snitch on him about snitching on Pete. Man, y'all
Bruh,
something else. Y'all something
y'all
else.
were up here. Y'all seen it. That was not me snitching. I literally was welcoming him back. My bad, bro. That was unintentional, dog.
You were just trying to make the statement. Oh wow, you paid to come back.
Oh damn, you paid that fee. Like that's all I was saying. My bad, bro.
Nah. Check the transcript. Check the transcript. You got to bring that paperwork. You got to bring that paperwork to the door.
I gotta go write Pete on Twitter now and let him know, dog. My bad, bro.
Oh my goodness, I was ready to
It's
bring
in
him
your
on.
black and white.
I was ready to bring him on. John said, no, man, no, just because. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the donation. Pete's take, Dade with the crying emojis. Man, I hear you, Pete. It's hard out here to be Pete. People trying to get you out of here. Tail Dog said, Dade is hero for the day.
Nah, bro, y'all don't give me that credit. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Nah, don't give me that credit. Dog.
Good job, Dade. Way to go.
What's up with y'all, bro? Y'all boys tripping, fool. It was an accident, bro. It was an accident.
It was an accident. I didn't mean it. Hey, look, if y'all want to get on here, I want y'all to get up here. You can get up here for Color. What's up, Color?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Stevie?
How are you?
Beer guy, good to see you. Greg, Dade County. G is always
Color commentary.
Because G's up here, by the way.
My guy.
What's up, Color? You don't come up on my panel.
What's going on, Color?
Starstruck.
Yeah, that's what it. Hey, man, y'all. Hey, the fence tailgate be so wild, man. I just be sitting back like laughing, bro. I'd rather just observe and laugh at it, man. It'd be wild, bro.
PJ Max says accidental snitching.
It is what it is, bro. My bad.
But G's spot on with the greatest show on turf comparison. And I honestly believe that Craycraft could be as good, if not better, than Ricky Prohl. Ricky Prohl's Ricky Prohl just because of what they had. It's not like Ricky Prohl's any different than any other short, white hands wide receiver.
We should go out. And
I agree. Craycraft looked good last year. He looked good when he got his time, and he made the most of it too.
Craycraft's not a world beater, but he will not drop the ball, bro.
I love his hands.
I mean, I know he ain't got 100% catch rate. I get that, but I'm saying, like, if you look at the way he catches the ball, it's just really, really good, man. I don't know why people just, it is what it is. You ain't a big name. It's not a football name. Y'all know how I feel about football names. I mean, River Craycraft, you're never going to see that in the Hall of Fame. But, it's
still a football name, Color. When he was born, he came out River Craycraft. You knew he was going to be an athlete. That name just says
maybe an athlete, but not a football name, bro.
River Craycraft.
That sounds like a tennis player.
A football name. I've never heard that before.
River Craycraft sounds like a tennis name. River, how's your serve arm?
Oh, Color, I could definitely be a wide receiver. I like his name. His name is decent.
Yeah, I like Craycraft's name.
But Color's big on football names if people don't know that.
Lewis said, Dade out here snitching like 6'9". Woo!
Oh, here we go.
It's a better football name than Tyler Thompson.
Dade,
so how do you feel about Andrew Thomas' name, bro? Do you feel like that's a football name?
Bro, I know they coming after me today, dog. My bad, bro.
So really quick, I don't have much time, Stephen D, but I wanted to say, maybe I'm the only one that's kind of seeing it this way, but I think we're at a crossroads, and I think that we have two paths before us, and both of those paths in the past have included Jalen Ramsey, and so. We're either on one of these two paths. We're either on the Jacksonville Jaguars AFC Championship game because our defense is so awesome, and Blake Bortles throws for 90 yards a game.
Went through an AFC Championship game. You're right.
Right, and Blake Bortles was throwing for 90 yards a game, and they had Leonard Fournette at running back. Okay, or we're on the Rams plan, which included Wade Phillips, i.e. Vic Fangio, Jalen Ramsey, and some would say a quarterback that people weren't sure could go all the way and finish the job, which they ended up rectifying. You know what I mean? But, there's talk about OBJ. You got big super team being built. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those two paths. And I think that Fangio does have a lot of control. I think that was probably a caveat coming in. Hey, no, I don't want to take control. But I think Mike McDaniel brought him in every bit as much as anybody else brought him in for the purpose of that we've all speculated. The same, function that Wade Phillips provided for McVay out in Los Angeles. I mean, elder statesman, all the cliches, you know what I mean? But it does come with a certain amount of control because of the deference given to him for wisdom. Like if he says that it's cool to bring Jalen Ramsey in, you probably want to do that. It's not that he's, got the control. It's that he's got the wink, wink, nod, nod. Like I know what I'm talking about. I'm Vic Fangio. You ain't going nowhere unless you do this or that or the other on defense.
Hey, just so y'all know right now, Pat McAfee has 123,000 viewers on YouTube right now.
Good for my guy,
Live?
Pat. I love Pat McAfee.
Bro, that's live. That's
I
crazy.
miss Pat McAfee.
123,000 people.
Politics channels only get like
124,000.
Man, I
That
miss
man got
Pat
one of the most
McAfee
entertaining shows,
SmackDown.
period, bro. So
I do
now
like
you want to bring New
politics
York.
channels only get about 80,000 live.
I watched the Royal Rumble and was so excited that Pat McAfee came back for the Royal
Bro,
Rumble.
I was hyped.
Yeah, I was hyped about it. I like Pat McAfee.
I ain't gonna lie, I like anything with Pat McAfee. I like him, bro. He's very entertaining.
Hey, wouldn't it be hilarious if the Jets go out and acquire every single person on that Rodgers list and then Rodgers balks them? That'd be hilarious.
Yes. I was saying that yesterday, Color. Like I would love
got Lazar already.
It's gonna be hilarious.
I'm
He's
predicting
already
Aaron
had
gives the
and
big
he
middle
couldn't
finger
win
to the
with.
Jets and just retires. Honestly.
It's just crazy to me. Like he wants all the same wide receivers he already couldn't win with. All right, go ahead.
Well, he
You know, Aaron is one of these guys. Like Aaron's weird like that, Dave. That's the issue. The guy's a egomaniac. He's like Brett Favre.
But that's crazy because it's like you sit there and complain about not having good enough wide receivers, but then you're asking for all the same ones you've already had. That's
no. He was complaining about that with the rookie receivers like Watson and the guys that he drafted and stuff like that. Aaron doesn't have. For me, Aaron doesn't have the patience to develop young wide receivers. To be honest,
he was complaining only until Watson got like 10 touchdowns in a 4-week period. Stop it.
Hey, SY, I just sent you the invitation for the bracket pool. Go ahead and get up
March
in there.
Madness bracket pool?
Yes.
Is it a fee to enter?
Hey, Steven, are you getting a homer and have the Hurricanes go all the way?
$20.
Hurricanes are going all the way. Whoever
Top
just
three
said that.
payout.
Norchad O'Meara is feeling healthy again. Going all the way.
I swear to God, it feels like we're perpetually in March, man. There's always a March Madness bracket going.
Providence is going to win it all, baby. Let's go.
Is it ever not March?
Did you just say Providence?
Yeah,
Providence.
Hometown, baby.
Hey, just want to remind you, if you want to get in on
basketball,
the
bro, anything can happen.
CLOCKBLOCKERS Bracketology, we're running a bracket pool on CBS this year. Brackets need to be set by noon tomorrow. If you want to invite, DM me or email. It's $20 per bracket. You can do up to 3 brackets per email. The top 3 will pay out. And the only ways that we want you to pay for this are on PayPal or Cashapp. And we also have Zelle too. But if you want that, just DM me personally and I'll send you.
So guys, with the tight end market going very slow, do you think the prices for tight ends are going to go even lower? Because Dalton Schultz is asking for like $18 million a year. Do you think?
First of all, Dalton Schultz is not asking for $18 million a year, Anthony. He's not asking for that. If you go look at Spotrac, they said at most he's going to get 13 to 15 mil. Okay.
No. No, just because Spotrac says that, you don't know what the player's actually asking for.
Buddy, I'm telling you
Ask
right
for it
now.
all he wants to. That means he ain't gonna get it.
I'm telling you right now, he's not better than Darren Waller, and Darren Waller is not getting that.
Okay,
I don't know.
but what I'm
Something
at,
happened,
no,
bro.
I was
I think
just
the,
I
it,
was just
partly
throwing
the
out a number.
reason
I
we
was just throwing out a number. What I'm asking is, with the tight end market going down, going very slowly, specifically, do you think his price lowers down?
It's going slowly because there are 13 tight ends in the draft.
And I think that the league has been colluding to lower that value over the last year or two as well. I think that partly is why we franchise tagged Gesicki like we did and told him go ahead and test the market. And he tested the market. And guess what? The whole league is saying no to tight ends.
Well, and running backs too, for that matter.
Yeah,
And it's slow
you guys
because
think the tight end
trying to get
position
somebody
did
to
become a dinosaur position?
No, not really. But I mean, the tight end is always going to be relevant.
Colluding against any player. I think they're just trying to keep the franchise tag low on tight ends.
Yeah,
because
and
the more
whoever
they sign
signs
these
first-
players, the franchise tag is set based on what? The average, right, of the top salaries and all that and whatnot. So if they, if they don't want, dude, where they just paid Daniel Jones $45 million. There's another person they paid a position they paid that they've never paid that kind of money to before. They don't want that to be going into the tight end realm too, where they got a franchise. They're in for $20 million for franchise tagging a tight end. You know what I mean?
No, I was actually hey Dade, I have a friend who does I have friends who do a KC podcast.
You have friends? I'm just messing with you, Anthony. I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
Hey, someone time out Steven. Time out Steven, please. For that comment. No, I have friends from high school.
Greg co-signing.
Yeah, no, but I have friends who from high school who do a KC podcast, and this was after his draft year. They interviewed Travis Kelce coming out of his draft, and they said that at the combine he was only 225. By the time he got to training camp, he was 255. He gained 30 pounds. Like, either that's dedication or they're steroids. What is it? Is that dedication or steroids to you guys?
Sounds like an NFL program.
He said, "Bye, Steven. Somebody needs to take over the show." Color. It's all you, Color, for the next 10 minutes. Unless somebody saves me.
So hey, fellas, I got to get ready to go to work, man. I just want to say I enjoyed being up here today, and if I can get back on there, man, when I get to work, man, I'm gonna do that. But we definitely need to work on this this third target, man, for the Dolphins, and
right on.
We can't go out like we did last year.
Hey, before you go, G, what kind of weight you got around your neck, man? What's up with that?
Yeah, man, a little something, man. Just a little, a little something, man. But that's hard work, man, and taxes and paying Uncle Sam, man.
That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous work right there, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
Hey, Mom.
You got an overcast day just like me, huh?
Yeah, it ain't bad though, man. I mean, I'm liking it. You know what I'm saying? Because
cool out today. Is it cool down there for you guys?
Is that a Flavor Flav chain?
Nah, ain't no Flavor Flav, bro. Ain't no Flavor Flav. Ain't no clock. That ain't a clock now.
Bro, I got my windows open and my air off, man. Is it cool down there for you too?
Yeah, man. It's like we get probably 10 days a year that are like this, man. Where
I'm telling you, it almost smells like
comfortable.
Fall,
It's comfortable out here, man. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna get up off of here. I had a lady, man, tell me, say, you really shouldn't hate that guy. And it made me stop and think, and you never know who's watching, man. And if it came out as hate, that ain't how it was meant, man. I want my team to win. And it reminds me, man, my little brother used to start stuff, man. I used to have to go and fight for my little brother. So Tua's like our little brother, man, and we got to protect him and take care of him, and he'll grow, you know what I'm saying? Scrappy Doo was like always with Scooby Doo, and So, hey, it's all right, man. We're going to be okay. We're going to protect them, and we're going to do what we got to do to go ahead and get this win,
He's giving
man.
Kurt Warner, G.
I kind of came around to that feeling yesterday myself, G. It's like, yo, even if he, like, given all that's happened and all that we expected, we still got a whole nother offseason for, like, when people talk about, oh, defenses figured us out and all that. Yeah, but we still got a whole nother offseason to go through. I mean, it ain't like we got a bunch of idiots in the room that ain't going to take action on it.
Well,
you know what
Greer.
I mean, I'm talking about as far as, hey, if this is what people are doing to take Tua out of the game schematically, then that's up to Mike McDaniel, and that's where he's going to earn his money. Or
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Just because teams make adjustments don't mean you don't make your own, bro.
Yeah, I don't like it on March 15th of the offseason. I don't like that prospect. But, you know, come August, you know, we're going to be doing the same thing we did last year, turning it right out to the Buffalo Bills and telling y'all how we're going to beat their ass. You know what I mean? So, you know, don't matter who's under center. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, honestly, Aaron is not going to go to the Jets.
I would
Jets
invite all of the Dolphin fans out there to join us this season instead of, like, you know, imagining.
Jets fan needs to stop being delusional. Aaron's going to
Right.
give them the big middle finger.
But Cullen, you already know how that go in Miami. In Miami, if you want the crowd, you have to. They got to win first. They got to start fast.
Oh, you
Like,
know it. Well, you know,
Boy, that's a long ride back when we lose, though. That is such a long ride back.
Oh, I know.
Hey, I'm gonna holler at y'all, though.
Let the
All right,
Jets
be
have
good,
their
P.
heyday. You got to.
Kathleen, are you
still
a
got to play
fan?
football on
That's
the
like the
field.
longest 55 minutes I do a week.
Somebody's sleeping. Somebody sounded like they were
What?
sleeping. Who was sleeping?
Sleeping.
Yep.
Like
so Trucker Sean said,
snoring.
who's sleeping?
So, Dade
I hear
County,
snoring.
it's funny you said about starting
Nobody's
fast.
snoring.
I'm not
Before the
s-
season started last
I'm not
year.
sleeping. I'm friggin' driving. I bet I'll be sleeping.
I actually
Cullen?
predicted based on statistics and probabilities alone. I predicted our start because we have started like 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-7 every year for like the last 5 years straight. And so just based on mathematics alone, regression to the mean would say that we were going to start off more like 3-2, 4-1, maybe 5-0 last year. And we did.
Honestly, I think we start 5-5 this year.
So many times without just mathematics saying no, regression to the mean. You know what I mean? And it's likely that our collapse, if it was going to happen, would happen towards the end of the season. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying I predicted a collapse. I'm saying I predicted that if a collapse were to happen, it was likely to be the opposite of the way it's been.
Color, I
that
said
we
that
would
last
start
year
off
too.
strong and then falter. You know what I mean?
Well, the one thing I do like about our schedule this year is the whole schedule is hard, so there is no let up.
Right, we got to
You
be
know what I
on
mean?
our
So,
toes every week.
Yeah, we should be on our. Yeah, we should be on point from day one.
You got a point.
Yeah, no, honestly.
And then that'll have the fan base fall in line.
Dade, I'm predicting we start 5-5
this year.
Yep, no excuses for losing.
I love that y'all, before our even rosters are filled out, are already saying what we're going to do in the win-loss
Yeah,
column.
that's what I'm saying. God damn, that ain't good.
Because we should have done that last year, Steven.
We was doing that last year, Steven.
I predicted 13-4 last year. We went 9-8. So given the same team, I still feel the same way I did last year.
I'm going to be honest.
13-4.
I'm not predicting more than
I guess,
10
Stephen D,
wins
you know
this
what?
year.
I guess it's more
Only
of an
because I
expectation than a
10
prediction.
wins.
That's a fair. See, when you put it that way, hey,
Yeah,
look,
not a
I
prediction,
expect us to get 12 to 13 wins this year with the roster that we have.
Now, that's why we're so upset.
That would be 3 seasons in a row, Steven.
It's not
I'm
that I
not
wanted
saying
my
I predict
prediction to
that.
be wrong. It's that I wanted my expectation to be fulfilled.
Yeah, the expectation was 13 wins for the last 3 years.
Look, here's the reality, okay? The Dolphins have had 3 straight winning seasons in a row. They've had a playoff appearances. They've added so much talent to the roster. They're doing so much. Like, to me, they're on the right track. They're on the right track.
They're doing all these moves to cover the
You're
deficiencies
nailing
of
it.
their young
You
quarterback.
nailed it, Stephen D.
Oh,
and the
Anthony,
tracks
to
are
me-
the two tracks are the ones I laid out earlier. Which is it? The Blake
That's a
Bortles
nuanced
Jacksonville
statement,
track or
the
the
two
Wade
Anitas are not
Phillips
gonna like
LA
that
Rams
statement.
track?
I don't care. I do not care.
I think there's a third option, to
I
be
know you
honest with
don't.
you, Color. And to me, that's they truly do honestly 100% fully believe in backup Tua, and they love him. And they think that if he can stay healthy,
I don't
he will be
believe
the
that.
future
I
of
do
this
not
franchise.
believe that. I do not. They just said that to please his fan base. Honestly, Steven. Honestly, I said that.
Aaron,
I'm saying this.
Anthony, I love that you don't believe that. You keep on not believing that, buddy. You go ahead and do that.
No, honestly, Steven. For me,
I don't know, Stephen D. I think it's a case where, believe it or not, both could be true.
I've said that
like
on my
in other
show
words,
before.
okay, if you're having a conversation about Tom Brady, then no, maybe they're not all in on Tua. But if you're talking about, hey, is it the sky is falling if we got to go with Tua? No. And that's,
and I know people are
like, they
going to
believe in him beyond like that far. You know what I mean?
The Dolphins had to have a backup quarterback, right? Mike White fit that mold. Okay,
we signed an injury-prone
hold on,
backup.
Anthony, take a chill pill. The Dolphins, Mike White fits that mold. Okay, he's cheap.
He's only won 2 games in his whole career.
I said he's had some semi-success in the NFL. He doesn't cost a lot. He can fit in the scheme. He's played in the AFC East. He understands all that, right? And I think ultimately that is a positive that goes against him. And I know y'all are going to hate me saying this, but I think that there is a world that, God forbid, the worst case scenario happened and Tua got hurt and was out for the rest of the year. There's a guy that is in South Florida that is not starting his broadcast career for another year.
Do not do that, Steven. Steven, no.
He's there.
Steven. No.
Yeah.
Tyshawn
I don't understand why y'all would be okay with Tom Brady killing y'all team for 20 years and then come back in and let him be the savior. I don't understand that.
It is
it gets me a Super Bowl in my lifetime. If it
possibility. It is a possibility. Okay,
that sounds like crypto. That is crypto. I knew that was crypto.
Hey, putting Brady aside, Tyshawn says Mike White has receivers now, and I was going to say something similar. Crypto said, "What did you say? Oh, he only got 2 wins." Well, we cannot, on one hand, bash the Jets and disrespect them and say that's a terrible team, and then on the other hand, blame their quarterback for not having success there. He's a Miami Dolphin now. Mike White is a Miami Dolphin now. But wait a minute. Based on the eye test, Crypto, I'm happy that he's our backup, being a Florida boy, and I'm not going to hold water to what we saw in New York. Because
I agree.
It's the Jets, man.
Color and I 100% are on the same page there.
But at the end of the day, the Jets still won 7 games. It's only 2 more than us.
You already have an issue with injuries with your starting quarterback. What happens if
and we can't at the same token
Mike White has
say that
injury
the Jets
issues
are
too.
that bad of a team if we only
Mike White is a young quarterback who's still progressing and still
and they had a
learning
quarterback.
The nuance of the NFL.
No, but he has injury.
He's got heart, and heart goes a long way with me, bro.
I'm saying, but we can't bash the Jets, period. When we only basically
I can do whatever I want to the Jets, bro. What are you talking about?
Jets suck. That's all.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean they don't have? They have Garrett Wilson.
The Jets have bad.
Are you ready? Jets suck.
No, to say the Jets doesn't have receivers, that's a slap in the face, though. You can't deny that they have receivers.
What the hell are you talking about?
To be there with me and say suck. What happened?
No, but what I'm saying is the separation in wins losses is not that vast.
Well, you're right. But let's be honest, if we were executing properly and things weren't as shambles the way we are, and we didn't have our problems, we far outclass them overall.
Yeah.
But
why do you guys think we didn't spend money on a bigger
right? It's not like
okay, but all I'm saying, Crypto, is we can't we can only go on the eye test for Mike White. If we're going to sit here and say that the Jets are an inferior football team, maybe not to us, but in general in the league, then we can't hold water to any lack of success by a guy like Mike White.
But his success is tied to the team just like Wilson's is.
Okay, right. But I'm saying that I would view him from the same perspective that I view a Skylar Thompson, who didn't really have a proper setting to make that evaluation.
Well, Mike White got more opportunities than Skylar did.
That's true. And he also balled out a few times and has a lot and showed a lot of heart.
Well,
and that just goes a long way with me, bro.
Balling out.
So, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with either one of your viewpoints. I
agree. I agree with everything Crypto's saying.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with him.
I just think that Mike White is like, he was on my top 5 list if for backups this year. He was on my top 5. And I was like, if the Dolphins decide to go with him, I'm not going to be upset with it. Like,
I would rather have Tyler Heineke. You're freaking big.
I 100% would have rather had Taylor Heineke. But Taylor Heineke got paid to go to Atlanta and compete with Desmond Ridder there. Point blank. And by the way, he went to his hometown team. Cooper, I don't know if was ever on my top 5. It was
he won games in absence of Dak Prescott more so
Baker
than any
Mayfield was up there. Gardner Minshew was up there. Taylor Heineke was up there. And Mike White was up. I did say Mike White was up there. I said
Cooper Rush.
Why do you have Mike White over Cooper Rush? Cooper Rush has a better record.
Dude, I don't know, man. Mike White got enough bravado that regardless of what he is or is not, he carries himself like a starter. So if he had to come in,
I would agree with that. To the point where he could be a starter for the Miami Dolphins.
And in his mind, if you had a conversation with him privately and had a few beers on, he'd be like, that guy, I'm a starter, bro. I don't know what these teams are thinking. You understand?
Find me a quarterback that's going to tell you that he's not a starter.
Kendall Lamb. Hold up. Dolphins news. Kendall Lamb just re-signed with the Dolphins. Kendall Lamb.
Why? Come on.
Mike Glennon is precisely the guy that would be like, no, I know my place. I'm a backup.
Exactly.
Mike Glennon, just absolute.
How's he still in the league?
He's got a long neck. He's the giraffe of quarterbacks.
I bet he's a smart guy. I bet he's actually a smart guy and could be probably a good, coach in the league or whatever.
Yeah, you just can't put it on the field.
Right. I mean, 7 wins. It is what it is, bro. He's got to be able to see his own record.
Don't give him 7. 6.
6, right. He's got to be able to see his own record.
Yeah, no. And Dave, there's certain quarterbacks in the NFL that are better being coaches than actual players. The perfect example to me is probably going to be the Mike Kafka. He wasn't that good as a quarterback in the NFL. He became a better quarterback coach and stuff like that.
Well, didn't McVay play? Didn't McVay play in the NFL too?
Nah, not really. He was
that's a short end quarterback.
Sean McVay is
one of them guys
my
played.
height, 6'1".
Yeah, I know you're talking about color. I'm trying to think. Yeah, well, he was a coordinator and he played quarterback.
You sure, Crypto? You sure you think about somebody from this century?
I go any century. It don't matter.
Well, didn't McDaniel play wide receiver? Like not professional, but.
The guy you're thinking of, the guy you're thinking of, Dave, the guy you're thinking of, he was the backup for Dan Marino, and he ended up becoming
Doug Peterson. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, Doug Peterson.
Doug started a couple of games for
those who don't know their history is bound to be
Doug got Don Shula his record win against Philadelphia in 1993.
Whatever happened to Jeff Hostetler? Whatever happened to that guy? He disappeared off the. That's a name Crypto should know about. Hostetler.
Yeah.
You haven't heard anything about it? Like, I'm surprised he never became a coach. Like,
No.
Facebook not looking. FB not looking for multiple firsts. No deals yet. I think he retires.
Yo, have you all ever heard of the UFL? Not the USFL, the UFL.
United Football League, yeah.
No,
And we had a team called the Florida Tuskers in 2009.
Yes, we
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the teams, but I heard of the league. I just don't.
Sean McVay was the
they were in Orlando, though.
Sean McVay was the wide receivers coach of that team.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Virginia had a team, I think, called the Virginia Destroyers in that league.
So you got back to we were talking, Steven, I have a question for you.
And he went to Miami of Ohio, so he's halfway a Hurricane.
So do you, Steven,
nah, hell no. Hell no.
Bro, don't you ever in your life say that again, Color.
Color, don't you ever.
No, Dave, he's part of the tribe. He's a Miami, bro. He's part of the tribe, man.
Bro. Don't.
Miami, Ohio is not even a real place.
They are part of the tribe, though. The Miami
tribe.
They're
not, bro. Tribe of what?
100
actual tribe. Miami was a tribe.
Yeah, I saw Kendall Lamb re-signed with us. I like
Miami. There's only one Miami.
Kendall Lamb is a depth piece. I think he's a good.
Yeah, there's
depth
one true Miami.
Miami's a nation, bro.
Hey, 100.
I ain't gonna lie, for real. You get a lot of people down here, and you ask them where they're from. If you tell them they're from the state of Florida, they will tell you, "No, I'm from Miami."
I'm from Dade. They're gonna say I'm from Dade.
Exactly.
As you know, as actual in real life, like there were the Miami Indians. Like there is a Indian.
Yeah, no, that's what color the school, that city's named after the Native American Indians up there.
Yeah, they're like a sub. I think they're part of the Huron or something like that. They're like right around the Great Lakes.
No.
What, Steven?
Jordan Poyer's going back to Buffalo. Ian Rappaport is reporting.
I don't care. Bye.
That means we're getting that other guy.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, let me get another guy.
That's fine.
Jordan
I was
Poyer
worried about his injuries anyway.
Color, I said this on TFTG. I said there's no way Jordan Poyer wasn't going to sign with us. And
Anthony, you didn't know nothing. Quiet. You didn't know nothing.
And Raphael pointed out Frank Reich is another one, but we hate Frank Reich around here, so we don't.
Now we might have to go overpay for another safety. Or they're thinking Brandon Jones will be fine as long as they keep him on the same side as Ramsey.
No, yes, honestly, baby. I think
hey, I'm not going to lie. I wanted Poyer. I wanted him bad.
We need
him and him and that huge elbow. You wanted that?
I wanted Poyer.
To me, he's okay in coverage. Poyer to me is a traditional box safety. He's a box guy.
Don't try to pretend like y'all never wanted him now.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't want. I wanted him, man.
So, question, guys, and this is gonna light the panel up. It is Wild and Out Wednesday, right? So, if everybody was like on the Poyer bandwagon, not you, Stephen D, but you know who I'm referring to. Everybody was on the Poyer bandwagon because he's all big buddy, went to the birthday party and all that stuff, right? And so everybody thought, oh, he's a shoo-in to go to Miami. Miami has to get him, blah, 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 right? So why isn't the same thing being said now? Like, since Poyer's staying in Buffalo, why doesn't anybody think that Tua should go up there?
Yeah, no, honestly, this is what
you don't hear a bunch of people going, Buffalo is definitely getting Tua now because they signed Poyer back.
Hey,
and
Josh Allen is still a thing.
I love color, but the U more.
Based on that other guy last night,
I love the U more. Get him out. Color, you're gone for 10 minutes, buddy. I'm sorry.
I appreciate you cooling.
Based on that guy last night,
he said, "Nope, can't do it."
You listened to that guy last night?
Said I love color, but I love the U more.
There's nobody that's
how about
better than Tua,
Hurricanes?
so what's the difference? He can go to any team and start.
Honestly, I'm thinking we're gonna get Jesse Bates.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Bates went to Atlanta
from the dead. Color, come back. Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, Pete knows that I'm a freaking Hurricanes fan, man. That's why Pete brought me back. He's like, that's a travesty. I'm a freaking Canes fan, man. Are you kidding me?
No.
I got a Hurricanes hat. I got a Hurricanes hat, one signed by Jalen Phillips. Okay. and the other one signed by Skylar Thompson.
Why'd you get a Hurricanes hat signed by Skylar Thompson?
Because
I said,
everybody
I'll
should
time
put
you
their
out
name
again,
on a
Color.
Hurricanes
I'll
hat.
time you out again.
Shout out to Pete.
Why he got his
Hold on, hold on.
You got that
Hold on.
man name on
We
our
gotta
logo.
answer that question.
Signed by Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson's signature is on my Hurricane
Lewis,
hat
come
because
back
there
to
is
end the
only
show,
one
Lewis.
type of college football hat, and that is the U.
Are we just
There
gonna
is
say,
only one U.
Hey, I have a question to the panel. Should we
Hey,
just
Pete,
stay
I want
live?
my
What the hell
lottery
else
money
am I
right
gonna have
now,
him
Should we
Pete.
just
sign?
stay live?
I need my
Or
lottery money
should
right
we-
now.
Hey, hold on.
Wait,
Should we-
Color. Why did you
Just
get
stay
a
live.
Hurricanes
Just
hat
stay live.
signed by Skylar Thompson?
Hello.
I'm really trying to
Is this
figure this out. Did you
Hey.
not have anything else to sign, or like what's
One
going on?
mic, guys.
Yo,
One
one mic.
mic.
Steven
One
talking.
One
Steven
mic.
No, I
talking.
didn't. I brought the hat to get it signed by one of the players. That's all I had to get.
Hold on,
signed.
y'all. Steven's
Should-
talking. Steven's talking.
Should we stay live or should we just end it right at 1 so we all go to Pat McAfee, who, by the way, 225,000 live viewers right now.
Stay live.
He's breaking YouTube records.
Man.
Yeah,
He's
because they
live right
want to
now?
see what if Aaron Rodgers gives the Jets the middle finger. That's what it is.
225,000 live viewers.
Is this on a live stream
Is
or
this
is
gonna be
this
like
has
a
to-
LeBron James announcement?
It's 225,000 on a live stream?
He has till the 17th. I don't know why everybody's such a thinking it's gonna happen today.
Because he's about to
It
go.
will pass, man.
What's the subscriber count on YouTube? I'm curious because that's the very
Jasmine, it'll happen today.
Steven. What's
Yeah.
What's the subscriber count on YouTube? I'm curious because 225,000 on a live stream is pretty crazy.
He has 1.2 million.
That's still wild for a
Hey,
live stream.
Anthony, is your name Stephen
Right, that's
Anthony?
10%
No,
of
it's
his
not.
subscribers.
2.16 mil is what he has.
That's still crazy though for a live stream.
Right,
Yeah.
10% of his viewers is on his live stream.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
bad.
That's phenomenal numbers, bro. That's wild.
That's all Jets fans.
That's crazy.
Sai says, "Stay live, Steven. Rodgers won't even show up. Pat didn't meet his list of demands."
That's funny.
You gotta have Alan Lazard on the show. You gotta have Randall Cobb on the show.
I am sad. I am 100% sad that Poyer is going back to Buffalo. Like, I'm depressed about
Who
that.
cares?
I do. I wanted him in Miami. Ugh.
Yeah.
Get Jesse Bates
He would have
done.
been a nice pickup.
It would have been a great pickup. Now, there's only one thing that can make me feel better. A huge offensive lineman. Orlando Brown, Laramie Tunzel.
We're not going to get Laramie, to be honest.
Why are you over here trying to break up my dreams? Huh? Why are you over here trying
owes
to
us.
Hey,
my
you broke
dreams?
up my
Have a
dreams.
career if we didn't draft him.
You broke up my dreams.
Listen, if
Hey,
Tunsil comes
Pete.
back, I'm going to be ready to smoke him. I got a gas
Hey,
mask
tell
ready,
Pete
bro.
to get up
I was
here.
gonna
I
say,
need another
beer guy,
scratch off.
he owes us, bro. You know, we drafted him even after the whole gas mask fiasco and all that. You know?
Poyer never got an official contract offer from the Dolphins. Interesting. Wow. I heard there was a contract on the table.
See that? See that?
There you go.
Twitter don't run the show.
I warned people. I warned.
We all been talking about something for 2 weeks that they ain't even on their radar.
Right. All right.
Hilarious.
It is kind of insane. All right.
Hey,
Crypto,
caller.
they,
Going.
Hey, caller, I got a
they already
question for you.
banned me for my takes today already.
Hold
they sure
on.
did. They said peace.
I know, Pete. Hey, listen, caller. You brought up the Honorable Ricky Prohl. That's basically Cooper Kupp before Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but I don't know if anybody couldn't have been Ricky Prohl, bro. He
If
had
somebody-
Isaac Bruce
if
and
somebody-
Torrey
hey,
Holt.
I'll
as a
tell you
threat.
what, if somebody donates
Yeah.
right now,
That's what I'm just saying. Ricky Prohl was that guy.
donate $100 right now. I'll stay live through Pat McAfee. Otherwise, I want to go watch Pat my damn self. Daggone sure do. I want to see this because I think it's gonna be
Honestly, Aaron's a weirdo. A weirdo.
Hey, Steven, I think you won't get hit with copyright strikes as long as you don't have the volume on it. So you can see the actions, but don't have the volume on it. That's one of the copyright rules you could get away with.
No, you can say free use.
as
You
long
can
as
say
you're not
free use,
using the
Steven. You
volume
can add
from
the
it.
free use banner.
Yeah,
and
you have to put the disclaimer
Put a
in the
disclaimer for it.
description
Put
of
a
your
disclaimer for them
YouTube
first,
video.
and then just say that it's for entertainment purposes, and then
You have to cite the Fair Use Act in your description of the video. That's all you have to do.
On that note, Color, I'm going to have to light a candle.
Why is that? Because I was dogging Ricky Pro.
Yep.
Oh. I mean, I like Ricky Pro. I just think Craycraft could be as good as him.
Look at these Bills fans coming in the chat that they got Poyer back. 10 minutes ago, you were saying, I don't care if Poyer goes to Miami. He's a bum.
He's washed up.
Yeah, he's washed up. He's hurt.
He's washed
now
up.
He was never anything before he came to the Bills anyway.
He's on his last leg. He's on his last leg.
Good. Now they can go out and get Julius Love instead.
All right, hold on.
We need to bring back Cortland Finnegan.
Aaron Rodgers apparently decided already.
He had a couple good years with us. Brent Grimes and Cortland Finnegan. They had some good
The thing of it is, though, Stephen D., good old YouTube really don't care about the Fair Use Act. They like to strong arm small people because they figure most people will just take it down instead of fighting it with a lawyer.
You're bringing up a sore wound there with Brett Grimes. Him and his wife. Ooh.
Yeah. Brett Grimes is a G. I love Brett Grimes. Miko's
So they
sweetheart
strike
too,
everything, even if they don't have a right to.
Yeah, Miko was wild.
Miko's
then
a
you
G.
got to deal with Pat McAfee's people emailing
y'all
YouTube
probably just
proactively
on,
to have
like,
you have them
on, like,
strike.
Twitter. I met them in person. The Panthers while selling beer, bro. They're cool as hell, and their son's cool as hell, man. I like the Grimes. They're dope.
Oh, he's got talent.
Saying anything
Yeah,
on
they're
my
cool in person.
He's got
But,
talent.
hey, I'm not gonna lie, Miko.
Yeah, we learned the hard way,
Your
bro.
wife like Miko, bro, because she was holding it down for him, man.
Yeah, but she's the reason why he's not here. He got acts out
Lots
of
of
here.
YouTubers get away with it, but that's only because they got that little trophy in the back behind them from YouTube.
Yeah,
that little million subscriber mark trophy behind them.
Brett had one good year.
303,000 live viewers right now for Pat McAfee.
Do you think he hits 500K?
Someone in chat
On a
said
live
that
view?
was more than the Super Bowl live.
Well, for the YouTube stream, it was.
For his stream.
I'm pretty sure Pat McAfee is breaking records right
Do
now
you
on
think he's gonna hit
YouTube.
500K? You say he's at 300 right now?
He's at 317,000 live viewers.
He might get 415, but I don't think he's hitting 5.
I mean, it's
I'm
possible he could
predicting
hit
he
5.
hits 600K.
I would bet he would get a 500,000.
You think he's gonna hit a half?
He's at
Is Rodgers there
325.
yet?
He's at 325 now.
Is Aaron on the screen yet?
And it just started at 1 o'clock, right?
About 500,000.
No, in about 2.5 minutes he'll be on.
Well, the minute he
So he's
gets
not
on
even
that,
on it. It's at 300,000.
as soon as
Yeah.
he gets on,
Yeah, he's going
he's
to
gonna hit
hit 500,000. I thought he was already like on.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be a
that's wild.
500,000 before it's the end of the day.
Yeah, he's hit.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about views. I think the video itself, is probably going to get over 2 million views.
No, I'm talking about watching the live
But
stream, bro.
live-
I'm talking about watching a
live,
live stream. That's
it's
a ridiculous
impressive
number.
that he's at 330,000.
300-something thousand on a live stream is
insane.
crazy.
And I
You
love
say he
that.
only has 2.1 million subs, so you have to think that's over 10% of his audience.
And half of the I bet
that's
you
like
half
a-
of the people that are joining the show are
Right.
probably Jets fans waiting for Aaron to decide.
Yeah,
Half
that'd
of
be
the
like a
Well, yeah,
live
plus
interview
the
with
rest
the
of the NFL and the
It's
media.
not up to Aaron anymore. It's up to what the Packers want. Aaron already made his decision.
Well,
you
we're
think
gonna
he's going to
find
the
out
Jets?
Of course, he's going to the Jets.
We're going to stay
Right, that's why
live through it.
they know somebody got some inside scoop. That's why it's that many people coming in
Get my
live.
reaction, whether it's a good one or a bad one. I hope. I already got bad news with Jordan Poyer.
Again,
He's
if he
gonna
doesn't
do.
go to,
He's gonna do what LeBron James did. I'm taking my talents to the Big Apple.
I
If
hope
he doesn't-
says that.
if he doesn't,
That's
if
what
he
he's
doesn't
gonna
go to the
do.
Jets,
He better get killed the way LeBron did then.
if he don't go to the
He's gonna do what
Jets,
LeBron did. I decided to take my talents to the Big Apple.
Jets are on the phone right after that to go to talk to Lamar Jackson. I'm going to offer Lamar Jackson whatever he wants.
Talk has the concurrent live viewers record on YouTube. 17 million viewers when Tua went golfing before the game. Oh man. Not breaking records. People have had over 1.5 million live, Brando says. I'm pretty sure for sports.
That's for a Twitch stream. That's for you're talking about just sports talk.
Wait a minute. Somebody had 1.5 live? Who's that?
It's these video game streamers, crypto.
That's Twitch streamers, man. Twitch streamers.
Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. Like even I don't know if you guys follow
what up,
what's his name?
Hey, Lewis.
MMA, but Keith Lee.
Just so y'all know, I'm listening to Aaron Rodgers in the back.
Okay.
So if y'all start talking to me and I'm focused.
Honestly, I think Aaron's good.
I cannot believe it. What an indictment on Tua Tagovailoa. Jordan Poyer played us and Tua. He just wanted a free birthday party.
He just wanted to come down to South Beach.
Damn.
Hey, Lewis, I told people.
He went to his party, man.
Just another indictment.
He went to Tua's party?
Crypto, we all know Jordan Poyer loves to play golf. He found out that Tua's handicap was too high, and he decided to go back to Buffalo. It's a goddamn shame. It's a damn shame.
Damn.
Again, like I said, for me, it's an indictment. For me, the indictment on Tua is when his own peers at the quarterback position didn't put him on the All-Pro team.
Anthony, we all get it. We get that. We're trying to have fun with this situation. Where's all the people that saying Jordan Poyer was confirmed? Where are they at? Saying it was a done deal.
They're all licking their wounds. Yeah, they're all licking their wounds.
I don't know. Yeah,
unbelievable.
That's a tough one. The latest this morning, he was washed up. He was on retirement. He has a
375,000 live viewers.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't want Jordan Poyer. I didn't want Poyer.
I didn't either.
I
didn't want him either. 31 years old already.
Yeah, he was up there, but somebody might have that.
I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good. I just 31 years old. You're gonna give him.
The man was coming down here to retire. He was coming down here to retire.
He was coming to retire, Lewis. That's the plan. He coming to Miami to retire.
Crypto, what did I say last year when we got Melvin Ingram? Right?
Melvin
Ingram.
We got Ingram.
Everybody was
to
so
retire.
excited.
Yeah.
Everybody was so excited. The man played 4 great weeks in the beginning of the season.
Someone in the chat put it was the World Cup last year.
He disappeared, right? He officially went into retirement.
6.1 million.
Yeah, you ain't lied. He played 4 good weeks and he officially went into retirement.
That's it. We didn't see him.
That was the World Cup to somebody that's talking sports talk. That's two different levels. The World
Cup is the
world.
Aaron Rodgers is currently on the screen now. He's live.
Hey, you know what I think is funny about this whole Aaron Rodgers thing?
Viewers.
I'm not calling you out.
400,000 viewers.
Yeah. And I'm not calling you out, Steven. But everybody, all of this fan base is talking about we're not scared if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, but we're all glued to the TV to hear he's going to the Jets. Right? Funny how that works.
Damn.
I'm not saying, hey, I didn't say I'm not scared of him going to the Jets. I know if he goes to the Jets, that makes the Jets that much better. They're already a good team.
I'm just amazed.
It is an upgrade. We can admit that's a major upgrade for them at the QB position.
Those are some numbers.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and and Lewis, he's asking to bring Randall Cobb and who was it? Who was it?
Not the rookie.
How do you know? Hey,
probably.
How do you know that?
Yeah,
how do you know that was him? Yeah. How do you know that was him and that wasn't the offensive coordinator?
It could have been offensive coordinator. You're right, Casman. You're right. It could have been the coordinators doing that.
But didn't the list come out? Didn't the rumor of the list come out?
There's a rumor. That doesn't mean that's not from the offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator was his offensive coordinator in Green Bay, and those guys fit his system.
I'll holla at y'all
I'm
boys,
aware.
man. Y'all be good.
All right, Lou.
All right, Lewis.
I know the dude's a drama queen. He's a diva.
They just got a new offensive coordinator.
It's not
Nathaniel
They
Hackett.
fired Lombardi, right?
They hired Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a done deal,
Hackett,
bro. That's exactly what happened in Denver. He was supposed to go to. I knew it. He was supposed to go to Denver last year.
on the live stream.
They did. It didn't work out.
Color said that.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. Hackett
Color
was
was right. He's
expecting
supposed to go to
Rodgers
Denver.
to join him in Denver. It didn't happen, so he crapped out to get fired. I'm telling you, man.
That was Denver's problem because Denver didn't want to. Hey, Denver didn't want to. Denver didn't want to give the draft picks for him.
Right.
They wanted 3 number 1 picks.
Oh,
they wanted 3.
I knew Rodgers was maneuvered. Was like gunning to follow Hackett wherever he was at. I knew it.
Yeah, no. So all that stuff that Aaron said
Hackett
on
is
the
in New
previous
York.
Matt McAfee interview, saying that he didn't want to play in cold weather, was bullshit.
Plays in cold weather now.
No, he said he didn't want to play in it anymore. He said he didn't want to play it anymore.
You got to play where you're wanted.
Hey, if the Jets are going to go out and entertain you and give you whatever you want to bring you to that city,
and it's different in New York. In wintertime in New York, you don't need a car. You can still go whining and dining everywhere. In Green Bay, you're stuck in your log cabin.
Right, and
the mark.
Just think of the marketing.
Yeah, I said it was going to be $500,000.
Just
No,
think of the marketing.
That's the mark. You guys were asking the numbers as far as the lowest from all time. So 550,000. Those are like
I have a question. Does Aaron's personality
guys.
fit in New York? Because he really.
Of course he does.
Dude, he's a raging liberal, bro. Of course
he's off the deep end. I mean, again, for a marketing standpoint, you can't ask for better than that. You're going to the biggest marketing city in the country, and you're bringing Aaron Rodgers there. It's the win-win for everybody.
No, I'm talking about the sports media. I'm not talking about everything else. I'm not talking about his politics.
He's a liberal.
I don't think he's liberal. I thought he's a conservative.
Nah, he's liberal.
No,
Aaron's a hippie.
Dude, he's
Aaron's
from he's like San Francisco, Berkeley liberal, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh my! Not Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, he dated Sharon Woodley. I mean, that's enough to tell you that he's a raging liberal.
He's not like Colorado James Hetfield liberal. He's like Berkeley, California.
What do we call it? Talk on my channel.
Politics.
No, Kazan. What I'm saying
it's more
is, I don't
ideological,
think Aaron,
not political. But fair enough, Stephen D.
Yeah.
No. What I'm talking about, Kaz, I'm talking about specifically the sports media in New York can be very harsh, and Aaron didn't seem like he handled the hard questions when they were asked of him in Green Bay and stuff like that. You really think he can deal with that in New York?
He just didn't care. The career was over.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, the career was over in Green Bay.
And he's not going to have to ask. He's going to have to sit in front of the media, and they'll crucify him if he does something. If he has a bad game, you're damn right they're going to crucify him. But,
the New York media takes it to the extreme, though.
Aaron Rodgers knows how to hold himself too now. He's no pushover. He knows how to hold himself in front of the media.
Yeah. He's been doing it long enough to know.
Yeah, he's a modern man. That's what we meant about, he's not like, you'll see him doing like those commercials like Matthew McConaughey does for Lincoln and shit. You know what I mean? Like
for Lincoln,
Aaron's
honestly, Matthew McConaughey,
Aaron's
those commercials are
No, I can see him doing.
Yeah, that's about what he do.
Was he nationwide or was he the other? Was he State Farm or nationwide? Aaron
or color the Dosecki, the guy that does the Dosecki beer commercials. The most interesting man in the world.
Oh yeah.
Aaron's not the most. Aaron seems pretty boring.
He is the most interesting QB in the world.
Man. In the world.
Modelo.
Yeah.
So what happened with the Dolphins and the safety, Jordan?
Jordan went back to the Bills.
Yeah, they didn't offer him a contract. So
the Bills said, "Oh snap! Aaron Rodgers is coming to the division. We need to keep him."
For real, I want to see how those contract details come out. What those details,
For what? Aaron?
Nah, for Jordan. Poyer.
Oh, yeah. They probably gave him 2 year,
18,
probably $30 million, whatever, $15 million. A year.
Whoa, 30. That's crazy. That's 15 a year. That's a little high.
Do you think the Jets restructured his contract?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, yeah, of course he will. He said he's gonna take less money or he'll restructure, but he ain't taking a huge pay cut. So
yeah, especially to get his guys building.
Yeah, to get they already got Lazard and they way overpaid.
They're gonna bring Bakhtiari over too.
Yeah, they might do that. To be honest, they might bring a trade might happen from Green Bay of some guys or a guy to Green Bay. I can definitely see that happening.
So does it? If they're bringing his receivers, does that mean he doesn't really trust Garrett Wilson? Then
no.
Nothing to do with Garrett Wilson. It has
getting more weapons.
Wilson
is the real deal.
Again, it's not just Garrett Wilson. You got Moore there too.
Moore is on his way out. Moore is on his way. I guarantee you.
No.
The riffraff. There was already riffraff last season with him. There was already riffraff. You remember he left the facility and then he had sat out like 2 games of blah blah blah. There was already riffraff. He is not in that team's long-term future.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, the minute Aaron Rodgers sets foot in that room, he's gonna be all in.
And I'm still watching. He technically said, he's talking right now. He's giving a spiel. He's technically said there's going to be no decision, no announcement, but I do want to clarify where things are currently at. And I've already made my decision, but he's contradicted himself 3 times already. So we're going to see.
He made his decision.
He's drawing it out.
He's going to the Jets. He's going to the Jets.
His decision is, I'm not coming back to Green Bay.
Dolphins are
He's going to the Jets, and it's between the Jets now and the Packers. And that's what's been going on for the last couple of days.
472,000 people.
He's not coming back to the Packers. He's already made his decision.
No. I'm saying the Jets and the Packers are trying to work out a deal.
Yes.
To get it done.
The compensation correctly. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it falls through, it's not Aaron's fault or the Jets. It's the Packers.
Trust me, Green Bay does not want Aaron in the building no more. They've already came out and said, love this, love that, love this, love that. You get what I'm saying? So trust me, they do not want Aaron in the building.
No, I understand that, Walt. But if the compensation doesn't work,
trust me, they will make. What if it's
the Jets will make it
draft
work?
Pick? They're gonna not the Jets. Green Bay. Green Bay is gonna accept. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna accept. Like
I see a third. I see like a second and a third. I don't see 2 firsts because he's 38 years old, 39 years old.
Yeah, it's really a 2-year rental. It might just be
what everybody is.
It might just be a 1-year rental.
And again, I think the Jets have all the leverage because the Packers don't want them.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
And Kaz, I said this multiple times. The compensation is not going to be what the Packers want because the whole league knows that they don't want him, and Aaron wants to be out of there. So
it's going to piss off. It's going to piss off a lot of Packers fans. I'll tell you that. If they get a 3rd-round pick, for Aaron Rodgers, they're going to get pissed off because they could have got 2 first rounds last year.
Yep, that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, Gutekunst, the idiot, screwed himself. If that happens, Gutekunst is an idiot.
No, that was the Broncos who pulled on that. The Broncos they didn't want to give 2 firsts or 3. It was 3 number 1s, and they didn't want to give 3 number 1s. They wanted 2 number 1s in a 3rd round or whatever it was. That's all they wanted to offer. And the Packers wanted 3 number 1 picks. So they weren't going to give it.
One trade.
There's another disillusionment bubble about to burst today, too.
What is it?
Dallas is set to cut Zeke.
Oh, yeah. He's gone.
Outright.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that a long time
Okay,
ago.
y'all, it's official. It's official. He said it's time to move in another direction. It's official.
Outright cut after all of that.
I knew that because they're paying him $16 million and he ain't worth it. So they're gonna. I told you that. I said the minute they keep Pollard, they're gonna cut him. They're gonna cut him, and they're going after Bijan. They've already said. Jerry Jones already said he wants Bijan in the building. So that's who he's going after.
After all the years of hype, man, absolute bust. I don't care what. If you can't, I don't know how else to define a bust in the NFL.
He's not a bust. He still does. He still does good, but he's not worth $16 million.
Hey, Steven, with that many people in his live stream, it's hard to keep up with the live stream. It's like way too many.
482,000 people.
I knew that.
He's still listening. He's still talking.
You can't keep up with the live chat.
Nah. Aaron has
he did say it was time to move on. So basically, he's done in Green Bay.
Aaron likes to hear himself talk. Just say that you're going to the Jets already. Just
he can't.
You know,
he can't.
He can't. He can't now.
He can't until the deal's.
He's saying
he
in
could
so
be the
many
first.
ways.
Yeah, he could be the first one
say
to
it in
tell
so
you.
many ways. He can hint at it,
Yeah.
like he did when he said he's time.
Well, it's like he said that the decision's already been made. They're in trade talks.
Yeah,
They're not in trade talks with another team.
Yeah, that's
right.
They're just waiting on the Packers and the Jets to get it done. And again, they have 2 more days to get it done.
The compensation, yeah.
The only thing I was gonna say,
they're going to trade Aaron Rodgers for a 5th-round pick, and they're going to blow everybody out the doors.
Yeah. The only thing I was gonna say, do you think that they're possibly waiting on a third mysterious team to come in and try to like swoop Aaron away? That's
I
probably
think that's what Aaron's tweet meant, or that's what Aaron's statement was meaning to say, was the decision's already been made. Like, it's already a done deal. It's just a matter of doing the deal.
Yeah.
All right, he just announced it.
What he said, Steph.
He just announced it. My intention is to play for the New York Jets. That's what I have paid. That's what I have let Green Bay know.
Oh, okay. So okay. We're screwed. The Dolphins are screwed. How are the Dolphins screwed? What do you like? What's in your mind? We have Tua, a guy who can't stay healthy. Really? Well,
They say he just announced it. He said he's a Jet. That's what the chat's going.
He said Green Bay is done for him.
And also the reality of the situation. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
I want to see the compensation though. That's the whole thing.
Market right there.
No, hey, it's not done yet.
Hey, Color. Hey, Color. I think Color. When you fire up the tailgate, you got to bring up that door again. That door, that infamous door that our owner closed. That our GM closed. You got to bring that door up again. The door's closed.
Jackson is still available, and he gets to talk to people today. So.
So he basically just said what everybody already knew. He said, I'm a Jet.
Yeah, no, and someone in the chat said we automatically become the 3rd best team because we don't.
Heck no.
Our quarterback can't stay healthy.
Heck no. Buffalo will be the 3rd best team. Miami number 1, then Jets. Miami number 1, then Jets.
Until you can find a way to stop Allen, they're still a contender.
Yeah. They did just lose their DC. Then they lost their middle linebacker.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, they're going to be bulking up on offense. Once they land D-Hop and another running back in the draft, they'll compensate.
Then that's when I'll be concerning to me. If they land a running back like Henry a little bit and a receiver like D-Hop.
I figured they were going to go after Evans.
That's what they're going to go for because they know they lost a lot on defense. There it goes. You see that door, Color? You see that, Steven? That door. That's the door. When Aaron Rodgers made that announcement, that's the door. That's the infamous door.
Oh my God!
There go that door. We got to bring that door back.
Yeah, they're getting D-Hop. Honestly, D-Hop, and they might get Zeke with Zeke being released.
They can't. They can't afford that. I thought they were going to go after Mike Evans because it was. I thought they were going to go after Mike Evans because Mike Evans was being floated as being a trade, being able to be traded.
No, I think Mike Evans goes to the Chiefs and D-Hop goes to the.
No.
Evans goes to the
Dallas wanted him.
Dallas was in on
D-Hop's
Mike
probably
Evans
gonna end
too.
up in Buffalo.
D-Hop, they said he might, and he
But,
could.
it's an
He
arms
can go to a
race.
bunch of teams.
Yeah. That's the way the NFL is structured. It's always been an arms race, so we just gotta win the arms race.
Buffalo can get Odell Beckham. It'll help
Who's
him out
got
too.
Who's got more nuclears in their silos at the end of the day? That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. To be honest, I think this is what's going to happen. I think Steven, I understand you have faith in Tua that he might stay healthy, but let's be honest. With his past track record, do you really think? Be honest with yourself. Do you think he is going to stay healthy? Be honest with yourself.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
$6 million question.
Again, they didn't. The number one position on that offensive line is they didn't do nothing with, and that is the most important. That's Tua's blind side, and they didn't do nothing. Again, you can love or hate Tua, you can love or hate Tua, or whatever, but you want him. If you're a Dolphins fan, you want the kid to succeed. The only way he's going to succeed is you get him the protection he needs.
They have two. Greer has too much faith in the two young guys that he drafted.
I can't.
Yeah.
No, that's his blind side. That's why I said I didn't want McGlinchey here, because McGlinchey is not a good pass blocker, and that's to his blind side.
I don't want McGarry either. But
McGarry would have been good. He would have been good. What he signed
McGarry's
4 years.
No, Walt. The issue is McGarry's a younger version of McGlinchey. They're pure run blockers.
I got you.
I would rather get Orlando Brown or some.
They don't have the money. They don't got the money to pay Brown.
Now, if we didn't have Teron Armstead, I'll be the main one on this channel slamming the table for Orlando Brown. However, we already have a big money left tackle, so we're not paying for.
No, he started in the league as a right tackle, though. He came in the league as a right.
It's not about that. It's about the finances.
All right. So, I just finally turned it off. He's still on there talking, but the gist of it is he wanted to stay before he went into his darkness retreat. He basically said, I was under the impression, or I was told from the Packers, that if you want to come back, you are more than welcome to. We would want you to play here another year. We want you to retire as a Packer. He goes into his darkness retreat for 4 or 5 days. During that 4 or 5 days, the GM of the Packers had publicly said, hey, look, we don't want him anymore, or he's gone. He's not going to be here next year. We're ready to move on, is pretty much what he said. And so he comes out of the darkness retreat. He checks his phone. He sees that this is said. He's hearing from other sources. Hey, look, between, current players that are on the roster, other players around the league, other people around the league. Hey, look, the Packers are actively shopping you. They don't want you back. And so Green Bay has never outright said to him, they've never been upfront with him. They've never been direct with him. They've always smiled to my face, but basically said something else behind my back. And look, the reality is, and I'm paraphrasing what Aaron Rodgers is saying, is that the franchise is ready to move forward with Jordan Love as the starting quarterback, and that's fine. But they had made it known to him that he could come back and play another year with the Packers. He did say that while he was in darkness, that he had spent some time during it thinking, you know what, I'm done. I don't know if I'm going to play anymore. And then he also spent some time with it saying, you know what, I think I have another year left in me, if not, more. So, he basically, when Green Bay allowed other teams to, or they at least gave the Jets the opportunity to say he liked what the Jets had to say, he liked what they had to offer. And he approved everything. He said, yeah, I'm good. I'll go play for the Jets. I'm ready to go. So now it's a matter, and it has been since Friday. Today being Wednesday. That he told the Packers, pull the trade whenever you guys are ready. I'm ready to go to the Jets. And so it's funny because there have been conflicting reports around the league basically stating there's already a deal on the table. They've agreed, both sides have agreed to a trade. They're just waiting on Rodgers. Rodgers is now coming out and saying, no, I told them Friday I was ready to make this. It's on them. The onus is on them to finish off this deal. So he said, look, I'm going into next season thinking that I'm going into this coming up season thinking I'm going to play for the Jets, and I am okay with that. But at the moment, I am still currently actively on the Packers roster, and it's whatever the ball's in their court of however they decide to do this. But I'm going to be playing probably for the New York Jets next year, or this coming up season. So
just coming down to that,
coming at it from an AFC East point of view, the Miami Dolphins play the Jets twice a year. This has now gone to, I mean, this is probably, I'll be honest with you, I think this is the best division in all of football. The Jets getting Aaron Rodgers, there's a lot of things that come along with that. They have a young and up-and-coming team. Robert Saleh is there, who I'm going to tell you, he's one of my favorite head coaches in the league. I love the way he goes about things. I think he's a solid guy. I like the young nucleus that they have in New York. I think the Jets are on a trajectory of doing things not the Jet way. But with that being said, they still haven't fully turned that corner. And I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the guy or not. Here's the reality. The last time the Jets traded for a Green Bay Packers future Hall of Famer, the Miami Dolphins ended up winning the division that year and beating Brett Favre in the last game of the season in New York to put the Dolphins into the playoffs, and they won the division. I don't think personally that it makes Aaron Rodgers and the Jets automatic division champions. I don't think it even makes them automatic playoff, appearance. I think it's more than likely they will. I think as long as Aaron doesn't necessarily take a step back, I think they're going to be very competitive and they're going to win double-digit football games. If I'm honest with you, look, Buffalo, Miami, and New York Jets all in the same. Josh Allen, Tua, and Aaron Rodgers all in the same division. And look, the reality is Bill Belichick, you can't sleep on him. As much as I talk trash about the Patriots, and I'm not a huge Patriot fan, you have to understand that it's still Belichick. And Belichick at any moment in time can pull something out his hat, and all of a sudden they're a competitive team, right? And we've seen for years, even when the Jets were trash, them compete in the divisional games against us, the Patriots, whoever, right? So I think all four teams are going to play very hard against each other. I think that it's going to be a fun division to watch. I welcome Aaron Rodgers coming to the Jets. I'm not scared of him. I think that it does make the Jets better, but I think that we've made a lot of necessary, bringing in somebody like Jalen Ramsey counteracts the move of an Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, right? And we have one of the best secondaries, not only in the AFC East, but in the entire NFL. And so, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Mac Jones, or whoever's going to quarterback next year for the New England Patriots, they have to fit their game plan into facing us on a week in, week out basis and facing us a couple of times a year. And we are a scary team. And I'm excited. Look, it's going to be a fun year. That much
Steven,
it's going to be
I don't want to bust your bubble, Steven. Did us bringing in Tyreek Hill's counter what they did with Sauce Gardner, or was it the other way around? And we still split the division.
I mean, look, Sauce Gardner, a top 5 draft or a top 10 draft pick, top 5 or top 10. I forget which what he was picked 4 or 6
top
or something like that.
Yeah, he was picked 4th overall. But the point is, you can say that. But the quarterback has a lot more weapons to go to than just one side of the field.
I get it. Look, man, the Jets had a top 5 defense last year. Robert Saleh, I did say, is a young, great head coach. He's a defensive-minded head coach. The defense.
We're not going to pretend like Aaron Rodgers is a one-read quarterback and he only force-feed the ball to one receiver.
The Hall of Famer.
No, but here's what I'll say, Crypto, and I'm trying to be as what's the word I want to use? I'm not trying to be a homer into saying this. I don't want to sound like a hater to the Jets, although there's no other team I hate more than the Jets. What I will say to you, Crypto, is this. When it comes to the Jets, I know that their defense is legit, but we saw what their offensive woes were last year. Now, they bring in Nathaniel Hackett, who was the former Green Bay offensive coordinator, former head coach last year of the Denver Broncos for 1 year, right? They're bringing in people that Aaron Rodgers wants, obviously, them to do and go after. They're going to be better on offense this year than they were last year. You're not getting an argument with me from there. And their defense is going to have another year under their belt playing in this defensive scheme, playing in this system. Sauce Gardner is going to be better. And I think he was already top 3 at his position already in the league. So I'm not sitting here, throwing shade on the Jets. I'm just telling you, they didn't do a lot last year. They're going to improve this year. I said that they're going to win double-digit games. They're probably going to have a playoff appearance. Do I think that they're going to be better than the Buffalo Bills or the Miami Dolphins? I really don't. I don't think they are. But that's not to say that the Jets, the Bills, and the Dolphins, and the Patriots, for that matter, are not going to fight with each other. This is going to be the toughest division in the entire NFL, without a doubt, will be the toughest division.
Yep. Pats will tank.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Color, do you have any thoughts on this? No? Good talk. All right, look, I honestly have a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. We were on for almost 4 hours today. I hope you all enjoyed the show today. I'm not going to do final thoughts of the day.
No, you don't. You don't got nothing to do.
I got nothing to do. I got stuff to do, man.
Businessman, man.
I got stuff to do. I got people to see, people to talk to. I got stuff to do, man. Kaz, Color, Walt Dog, Beer Guy, Crypto, thank you so much for coming on today. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
All right, man.
You guys are awesome today. And I'm just going to kick you all off there. Get out of here. Be gone. I hope you all enjoyed the show today. It was a lot of fun. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. We went into overtime today. We did the afternoon. Aaron Rodgers making the announcement on the Pat McAfee show that he's coming or that he's going to the New York Jets. Jordan Poyer signing back with the Buffalo Bills. So, look, some news obviously did break today. Some news did occur. The Dolphins bringing back Kendall Lamb. I know that's not as big as those other 2 names for offensive line depth, but I don't think the Dolphins are done. There's still a lot of names out there. The Dolphins still have to address a lot of different things when it comes to tight end position, offensive line help, linebacker, and obviously secondary. So we're going to see what the Dolphins do. I'm excited about it. Last thing I do want to say before I let you guys go one more time. Obviously, brackets, March Madness starts tomorrow. I hope that you guys are interested in getting in. This is how you do it. We're running a bracketology here on Clock Blockers morning show. Brackets need to be set by noon tomorrow. If you want an invite, DM me at Stephen D SKPL. Your email is $20 per bracket. You can do up to 3 brackets per email. The top 3 will pay out. You need to send me your email and either Cash App or PayPal me the money. And if you also want to, Zelle me, I have Zelle too. So Zelle's an option as well. So you guys are the best. I'm excited. Tomorrow's Thursday. Cameron will be on with me. It'll be a lot of fun. Throwback Thursday with Cameron. I'm sure we're going to get into more of this conversation along with a lot of other things. I will see you guys tomorrow right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It was a lot of fun. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hit the like button. Donate to the channel, help the channel grow. Thank you for the people who did donate today. Wildin' Out Wednesday. Tell the people to go back and listen to the show. It was a lot of fun. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Been for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fit. So he knowing when to